This is Rope Break, a professional wrestling podcast. I'm Alex.
Peter Wesley. Is that Mickey Mouse?
I'm
And
Shaheem.
that shot with Mickey Mouse and
Yeah,
Carnage, which I don't. What's going on there? Are you trying to get Mickey infected? Are you just promoting that you love Disney?
you know what? You know what?
But anyway,
Being
I
asked
could put
about
Carnage
it.
in Epic in the new Epic Mickey.
I can see that.
Yeah.
We can get Carnage in Kingdom Hearts. Okay, at this point.
Mmm.
Okay, you're overpopulation. You're overpopulating this thing, brother.
Mhm.
What the hell is that? But anyway, let's stay on
The
subject.
space bar.
Oh God. The subject is
The
the
Royal Rumble.
2025 Royal Rumble. Me and Peter attended the 2025 Royal Rumble.
I
Shaw
know it was
saw it.
so much going on. I was gonna try to meet up with you, but it was a lot going on.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. So many things going on. Superstore, uh, traffic, but traffic wasn't too bad. As we both saw, there was people talking about, hey, they couldn't get home. I had no problem making it back to the hotel um, that night. But granted, I thought about getting an Uber. I thought about you saying Uber it, but when I saw how much an Uber would cost, I was like, yeah, that doesn't even make sense. I can get $40 parking right next to the venue, so it doesn't matter.
How much was the Uber looking like?
Oh, the Uber was looking like 50, and I was
Mmm.
20 minutes away. I was in Carmel, Indiana. I wasn't in Indianapolis.
All the hotels in Indianapolis uh were rent prices.
I'm gonna okay. So shout out to the one in Carmel, the Sonesta Select. So here's what happened with my hotel experience. So we booked it the whole we went to the hotel. We got there Friday. We got there Friday afternoon, and we noticed that. So I just went in there and I turned the heat on, and it had one of those like old school heaters over in the corner of the hotel, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So I turned it on, and I turned the thermostat to 80, and then we left because I wanted to go to the superstore that night. For some odd reason, it was fucking cold, right? So I was like, okay. So we called management, and the night shift lady, was like, "Hey, ain't nobody ever complained about my rooms are cold." I said, she gonna be difficult." So we ain't gonna mess with her. So the manager came the next day, and we like, "Hey, bro, the room's cold and it ain't working." So he said, "I'll come up and see if what I can do." So he saw the thing was up to 80. That's how it could go, and it was cold. He's like, "Oh wow, it is cool in your room." So he chopped off. So he said, "Man, you only get to pay one. You only got to pay for one day."
Nice,
So I was
nice.
like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." So we only paid for one day, and that went to more money for the superstore for in my selection. But let's get to it. Royal Rumble, man. The women's Royal Rumble started out the night. Well, Stephanie McMahon started out the night. Let's put it like that. Instead of
Yeah.
Triple H. What were you
So
guys' thoughts?
so I forgot about it until the moment you said you was upset that Triple H didn't come out and talk. And then as soon as you said that, the first thing came to my mind is why the hell was Stephanie McMahon there cutting speech? What?
Exactly.
Um, I I don't mean to be mean. But a lot of I think in recent history, Steph, a lot of her stuff feels very it feels very corporate friendly. Like
Yes.
she comes in there like and she does the speech, she hits the notes, which I mean, obviously that's what your job is. It just doesn't feel natural and you don't even be here, so I didn't need it.
Shaw, what did you think about the Stephanie McMahon opening to the Royal Rumble?
I mean, I didn't think anything of it really.
Damn, it didn't make you feel one way or the other, brother.
I don't think it was that deep. She just came out and gave a speech, and I mean, I forgot about it till you just mentioned it. Honestly,
If I was at home, I probably would have felt the same way. But since we was in there waiting and the first thing came out was her, Like the hell are
Yeah.
you doing here? Like that,
Yeah.
that was the feeling.
I have on a Triple H shirt. Triple H is my second favorite wrestler, other than obviously that racist behind me. But I've seen Triple H a million times. I've seen him at his peak. I've seen him as he was two-man power trip Triple H. I've seen him a million times. But it doesn't get old. Hearing "Time to Play the Game" blare over the speakers, and him come out and ask us, Are we ready?" and get us hype up. Stephanie didn't get us hyped up. Stephanie just kind of pissed me off.
No. She did what her in her attempt of what I guess she thought he does.
I can see that, but it wasn't super effective. It was ineffective.
No.
It's like trying to make Charlotte a baby face. Some things just don't work, brother.
You know, I know we're gonna get to that later.
Yeah.
So
Well, in fact, let's just start it off. The first match was the Women's Royal Rumble match. Guys, what do you think of it? What do you rate it? We're going to get to the ending, but any standout spots? What was it?
it was a fun match for me. I think my favorite spot is when Jordan Grace and Naomi had reunited and then Bianca wasn't on par with it and
Yes,
grabbed it
yes,
by the hair.
yes. Definitely, I think it was my spot as well. Spot of the night. Jordan Grace's just appearance and of course, the only shock to me was Trish. I knew Nikki was going to come back. I don't think Brie will just because of Daniel Bryan.
She's
Uh,
been talking about it, but I didn't think it'd be this soon. But I didn't feel one way or another about seeing her. I didn't
no,
care.
no, she got a pop, but I think it was a
She did.
surprise pop. She got a pop.
I think that's what it was.
Shaw, what do you thought? What do you think about it, brother? Women's Royal Rumble.
It was classic as always. Every year, the Women's Royal Rumble is something I look forward to. Not only the stars that come back and make their many appearances, but the ongoing storylines and feuds. And not just that, but seeing the NXT call ups, seeing Jada in there. I mean, seeing Roxanne Perez in there. It's just a multitude of the past and the present, and future WWE all in one ring. So that's just monumental. And Roxanne was in there for a long ass time. I look at like, damn, she's still
She
in
beat the
there.
record.
She's
She
doing her
beat the record.
thing.
She did her thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so now I'm no complaint. But my favorite, two things. One, Alexa Bliss coming back because I didn't expect that, and most importantly, I just like seeing. I hate to say it, but I really like seeing Brie get eliminated.
Damn.
Smile on my face.
You hate Nikki Bella?
Brie who?
Nikki, whatever
I knew he was talking about Nikki.
I didn't
Okay.
want to.
But
I'm really sitting there trying to throw names together. I was like, who?
No, I knew he was talking about Nikki. You just don't like Nikki Bella, which
Yeah.
is fine. For me, the spot of the night was for that match was the Jordan Grace run-in when she enters. I knew she was going to be there because obviously she was trolling, trying to keep the surprise. But she's a signed athlete to the WWE. I really want to know which brand she's going to be on. I hope it's NXT.
I think it's
because
NXT.
The other brands don't need her. We don't need her interacting with.
I don't think it'd be
Naomi.
there for long, but
No.
Yeah.
But I really hope it's NXT, just so they can have a little bit more TNA crossover. But the fans, they knew who she was. But I do want to say this, and I don't know if you felt this way, Peter. For Jada Parker and for a lot of the NXT girls, I felt like people didn't know who they were.
Yes, and I think one of the things, even for the people that they did know, and this also affects the men's Royal Rumble. So I'm sure you've probably seen this topic. A lot of people's music was not indistinguishable from each other.
Yes.
A thing will play, and then I'm just kind of sitting there waiting, and then this generic graphic shows. Like, oh, okay.
Okay, there you. Jada's Parker, since they changed her music from the OTM song,
Yeah,
I don't know. I was like, who? And then when I saw her, I said, oh, there she go. I was like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Jada. But even the people behind me, they didn't know who Jada was because they don't watch NXT. They just like, oh, she's sick because they were
And she
black.
was.
They were
And
like,
she,
she's sick. I don't know where she from. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't know who she was.
Trish had a huge pop, and
Yes,
I don't remember anything she did.
I saw some botched satisfactions.
Oh, and I did. I really wasn't meaning to call out anything bad. I just, it wasn't even a diss. It was so many people that it was like, now think about it. It was a cool to see her, but I don't remember anything she did. I don't.
I was happy to see her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think she got the biggest pop of the night of women.
Probably so.
Nikki was a surprise pop, but she got like the legitimate surprise, and we're happy to see you
I
pop.
did like seeing Alexa Bliss in there, and I wanted to mention that because I often say in our group chat
You
that
don't like,
I
you're
don't,
not a
yeah, I don't
fan.
care. Yeah,
I
but I
can
did like
say
seeing her in a Rumble.
I can say with Alexa, I legitimately had to turn my because of knowing what she went through all this time, and her time off, and during this time, her best friend, one of her closest friends in wrestling, died, which is Bray Wyatt. And when I saw that she had Fiend and Friends, the Fiend
Oh
Forever
yeah,
jacket,
yeah.
I was like, okay, you pulled at the heartstrings, young lady. So and I was happy for her. So she got me. She got me. She definitely got me. Then we had, I would say, when it comes to wrestling, we had a great wrestling match. But I can also say that well, let's just put it like this: Charlotte won to a mixed reaction. I don't know if you felt that way in your section, but it was definitely a mixed reaction
In
from
my
my section.
section, everybody was hype, and um, I think I would have wanted a one-on-one between her and Roxanne, just a a little bit longer, but and there was a part of me that thought she might have, she's like, oh, she might win this thing, but that's my only gripe. I didn't feel any negative to Charlotte winning. She's the only one storyline wise that had any edge to winning, so I don't see why anybody would be disappointed in her winning.
I mean, I feel like she's the only one. She can go either direction. Obviously, her and Rhea have a history
Yeah,
that was pointed out on Raw, and we already know it. They're one apiece at WrestleMania, and
but
then Tiffany Stratton has went publicly in saying that her reason for wrestling, her idol in wrestling, is Charlotte Flair.
let's go ahead and do it. We don't
We
just
don't
do
need
it.
the mommy and versus we don't need Rhea versus Charlotte. I think obviously that should be one of those built WrestleMania matches, and Rhea shouldn't be on the top. Rhea should be on the bottom because Rhea's a pure baby face now. She wasn't a baby face when they wrestled the last time. But now we go to the match. I can say probably one of the best technical wrestling matches of the night, but no reaction for anything. And that was the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY at a 2 out of 3 falls match. Guys, what do you think?
I was gonna let Shaw talk,
I
but
was waiting for Shaw as well.
so I we talked about this, and I'll go ahead and admit it. I left right before the match started. Uh,
A lot of people did. I ain't
and
gonna-
and you had mentioned in our group chat that you was like, I'd never seen so many people, and like as soon as you said that, I'm on my way walking to the bathroom, and then I walk in, the line is
It's
around the
huge.
block. It's crazy. So but I did get to make it back. I enjoyed the match. 2 out of 3 falls for a tag team title, which we hadn't seen a tag team match on the PLE card in a minute. Um it was good. I don't think where I was at many people really, I guess, knew them or was or invested in like those guys in particular, but as far as the match goes, they were into it. Um And then, of course, the ending. I did not like the ending though. It got a
No.
big pop, because
They're the only
who it
people knew.
was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That, but I didn't like it. And storyline wise, I don't get it because the whole time, it was the whole thing was, they playing you, and he comes in and helps them. I mean, yeah, he attacked them later, but They still came and
Why let
helped
them retain the
DIY.
titles?
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
why
makes
did you?
sense.
Why would you do that? I didn't understand it.
Shaw, your thoughts, boss?
Who are these niggas?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Motor City
Who are
Machine
these?
Guns are you know who the Motor City Machine Guns are.
He watches wrestling. He
No,
doesn't
no,
just
no.
watch
I mean,
WWE.
no. What I'm saying is, it's like, why the fuck was that even on the show?
What would
That
you
was
put instead?
ass. I wouldn't even had it on the show.
But what
It
would
was
you
like
put
the
in the middle?
only.
No, nobody.
It was the
gives a fuck
only
about that.
actual wrestling match on the card.
Yeah.
No- Okay. Once again, no one gave a fuck about it. No one liked
I
that
don't.
shit. It was
I don't
not a
know.
good.
I don't think
It
it
was
was the
not a
most
good match, bro.
anticipated.
No, it
I
wasn't
thought it
that.
was.
I think it was anticipated. It was anticipated by people that like the Motor City Machine Guns and like
Right.
DIY. I like the Motor City Machine Guns and I like DIY. But I can also say that was the line that half my section was gone. That was
Well, I mean, you only got 4 matches,
yeah.
and my thing was,
He went
I
to the
left.
bathroom.
I walked it back, not the beginning of the match. I walked in there after the women's rumble, and then they started airing commercials, and I thought to myself, when's the next chance I'm gonna get to go to the bathroom? And so I ran real quick. Then I'll admit,
And you picked that match.
I didn't pick that match. I picked in between. Well, I wanted to see the match. I didn't really need to see the entrances. I got on.
But I'm wrong.
During the
But I'm
entrance of
wrong.
Motor City Machine Gun, it was like the most silent part of the night. I was the only person yelling, "Raise your fist!" Doom, doom. I was like, "What?"
I mean, I like Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, I don't care for the entrance. Like, it's not a must see for me. I don't.
But anyway,
I want to see it after the women's Royal Rumble match. You get this.
It was a good match.
That's
Like,
like
I don't have
broccoli
nothing.
after you have a fucking cheeseburger.
it was the best wrestling match because it was the only wrestling match. But it would have been one of the best wrestling matches even on a WrestleMania card because they all 4 can go.
If that was the main event of SmackDown, people would have loved it.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't get any pop at SmackDown.
I just said people would have loved it. You keep writing about what pops they would have got. I mean,
The only ones in
Dude,
that match.
like,
do you judge a wrestling match by the amount of pops that people get when they come out? I'm curious.
We're perplexed here.
you brought up the NXT, and you use pops, the Jays and the NXT motherfuckers, the Roxannes, who are talented wrestlers, and mentioned how no one fucking said shit. The
They didn't know.
motherfuckers who are the tag team champs got the same treatment as NXT people.
They didn't
Well,
I
know.
know
one-
I'm not crazy. Right?
Well, I will say I'm not calling you crazy, but I will say you are ignoring one thing. One thing about a live event is if you have something like as big as a hour-long women's Royal Rumble match, the next match comes out, fans are gonna be burnt out, and that's the reason why on cards
If
you
it was
don't
Cody,
book. If you would have booked Cody right after that, people would have. I'll tell you a good example. Rock and Hogan went on, then Triple H and Trish Jericho had to follow it, and they constantly, even to this day, they say, "Oh man, fans was tired." I mean, that's why you don't book the Raw World Title and the SmackDown World Title matches back to back. They never do that. There's a reason why. It's not just out of just coincidence. They know people are gonna be burnt out, so you space that stuff out.
the booking isn't the issue. The match being ass is what I'm talking about.
But the match wasn't. That's the thing. It wasn't.
It was.
So you saying
But
you didn't
you
enjoy the
like
match?
that style of wrestling.
They didn't do
Wrestling?
flips.
No.
They
I
didn't.
don't
Hold
like
on.
DIY.
They didn't
I don't
do a
like
lot of
them.
flips. It was
No.
it wasn't it was technical. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are old. They don't do flips every freaking day. Because they can't wrestle that type of style any longer. But they wrestle a smart style. They still wrestle a style. Johnny Gargano and Alex Shelley have the same finisher. They just call it a different thing, and it's crossface. It's not even anything off the top rope. The DIY's finisher is a running knee and a running super kick. You know, nothing off the top rope is necessarily happening.
Dude, it kills me. Street Profits ain't champions.
That has nothing to do with
I
whether or
just
not
don't.
the match was good.
If we're talking about the match not being good. That's all preference. I can't debate that. I can't tell you what you can and what you can't like. But what I can say is how I want people to be booked. That I can say, and I don't like the way the tag team division is being booked on SmackDown. That I can say.
Well, if you complain about Street Profits not being used, I mean, they made a return at the Rumble. So, I mean, you wasn't even satisfied with that either?
And that was no, I wasn't. Oh no, I don't like the match the way it was booked. I thought it was ass, and that's it.
So now I have to say this about Street Profits. I think that team is done. I think that team is burned out. I think it's time to split them up. I think it's time to have Montez Ford be a main roster single superstar. If not,
thank you.
If not, he's not going to be Jay. First of all, he's too old to be Jay, to wrestle 14 years in the WWE and then become a main star. Because that means he's going to have to wrestle another 5, and then he's going to be like 40, 41, 42 years old before so he's only going to have like a 2-year run of being a top guy. He didn't start in the WWE.
Why do you
when he was in
need
his
to hurt this? Why do you need Montez when you got Carmelo?
The size of Montez Ford. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins are way bigger than than DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. They're tall men. They're big guys.
Yes, but
they don't need to be a tag team at all. Dawkins can be a producer.
What do you do, Angelo Dawkins?
Dawkins can be a producer.
I didn't like how you did that.
Dawkins, it's either be a producer or be Jimmy Uso. Without Roman Reigns saying, give Montez a chance.
He's improved a lot, though.
He has. But do you think Jimmy's going to be Jay? Because Jay's beating Gunther, I think. Do you think Jimmy's going to be world heavyweight champion?
Marty,
he's not that.
He's gonna be Marty fucking Jannetty.
He's not Marty because he's not problematic. Marty's problematic. That's what made Marty Jannetty Marty Jannetty. Not his in-ring ability. Not even his ability to get over. Because he was over because Shawn was a dick. But he was a raging drunk, violent man. Nobody wanted to work with him. That's not Angelo.
Would have put a classic on.
Okay, fine. Everyone
get in trouble.
That's true.
Gotta be tough. Remember Tucker? Remember him?
Yeah. Tucky.
Tucker.
We still don't know why he got it.
Yeah.
We still don't know what really happened with him. And I want to hear his side of the story on what happened.
And he went back to be a teacher. He seems to be happy. He retired from professional wrestling.
He was on social media saying that, ain't nobody heard his side yet, and I thought it was gonna come, but then it didn't.
You don't have a side.
You don't think so?
No.
You think you were just talking?
I think your side is that, hey, we didn't pick you. You didn't have the charisma that Otis has. And then Otis went under him and Chad Gable became real life friends, and him and Tucker stopped being cool.
Mm.
You know, when they became neighbors and he started working out in Chad Gable's garage, it became a different story. You know, Gable is a Triple H guy. Triple H likes
everybody. Yeah, true.
But let's get to it. Motor City Machine Guns lost to the DIY due to interference, and then the Street Profits beat up everybody afterwards, and it took forever for everybody in the audience to realize who the hell they were.
Because Montez had that mask.
But I'm wrong. Yeah. But I'm wrong, right? Okay, I'm wrong.
He said it took everybody a long time to realize who Street Profits were.
Yeah, like they didn't know who they were. Because they said, "Who is that? Who is that?" And then they had to look. Oh, there's Montez Ford. And they're like, "Oh, it must be Street Profits." They need B-Fab. to stand out in all black. But anyway,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
we know you hate B-Fab. But she had a good showing
I
in the
love
Rumble.
Fab.
She had a good showing in the Rumble with her and Lash. I thought that was, I thought that was good. But anyway, let's get to the meat and potatoes. The WWE Championship versus the WWE Winged Eagle Championship. In a ladder match, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Thoughts? Shahid, go first, please, because I know you got some.
That was a fucking amazing match. Kevin Singlet did his thing. That was an amazing. That match got bravo. That was fire. That was great. I have no complaints. That Alabama Slam. No, I love no Kevin Singlet did his thing. Oh baby, y'all give credit when credit is due.
That's shocking. I'm shocked because I know you don't like Owens. Peter, your thoughts?
I love seeing the Winged Eagle back.
I know. I saw the photo with you with the wing with your Winged
Yeah,
Eagle.
yeah. I was gonna get the Cody the nightmare jacket, and my wife kept telling me that it looks like a MAGA thing, and I was gonna fight it. I was like, man, no, it's gonna look cool on me. And I got to Indianapolis, and I seen about 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think I made the right decision to not get this.
I was gonna say they were there strong.
Yeah, they were there, and I don't think I would have looked as cool as I thought I would have been.
You could have just got the hoodie.
Yeah, that is true.
It was there, prominent.
When we were there, it was some dude who had one too many beers. He goes, last ladder match I seen was with Mankind, which I think he was actually talking about Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
because he started talking about thumbtacks,
Yeah,
and
it
he's
was
like, "Is this gonna be as good as that?" And I was like, "Damn, that's one, that match doesn't exist, and two, you got really high expectations."
well, it might have been. I mean, Mankind. It might have been that Raw when Mankind went against the Rock on Raw when he did have.
Is that when the bell like moved or something?
Yeah, when they raised it up and he couldn't get it.
might have been talking about that. Okay,
So he did have Mick Foley did have a championship ladder match.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It almost was. It didn't need to be a ladder match. I'll say that, but it was cool just to have it. That Alabama Slam, which like Shaw already mentioned, was crazy. But before that, that suplex that Kevin did on Cody.
Oh yes, the fisherman buster off the middle.
Yes,
Yeah, that was nasty.
I really thought Cody was hurt until Sami Zayn popped up for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, okay. But when he first popped, I was like, man, that looked nasty.
I agree.
But yeah, it felt like it was a street fight that had a ladder stipulation. And I guess on normal terms, I would have been upset. But for this feud, that's what it needed to be. It didn't need to be guys jumping off ladders and nothing. It needed to be a fight, and that's what it was.
Definitely. I definitely agree. For me, I can say that my section was a little upset that it wasn't a TLC type match because they were like, well, "Where's chairs? Where are the tables?" I was like,
there
"No,
was
no,
a
no."
table chant going on early.
Yes,
in the match.
yes.
They wanted those tables.
My section chanted tables for the whole 25 minutes of the fucking match.
Oh,
They were very upset. They said, "Man, this match is boring." Like they would say the match was boring up
it
until
did
the spot.
feel boring in the beginning.
I mean, they can't just throw it out.
No,
everything.
definitely.
And
I think it was still sitting in my head where that dude said he expected to be as good as this match with Mankind.
And there's nobody's taking bumps like Mick in any match, not even Cody or Kevin Steen. I can say this. I didn't feel like I respected the match because they didn't bring on the other stuff. Because the last few years we've seen a ladder match, especially in AEW and even in WWE from time to time, we see other objects.
Yeah,
like we see chairs, but they did an old school ladder match, like Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon.
Yeah,
you are Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. You didn't see any other weapons. You only saw the ladder. That was the only thing used. So I really respected it. Because the match, it had some low points. Yes, it had some slow points. But when they turned it up, they turned it up. Cody knows how to bring the intensity. He knows how to control the room, and so does Kevin. I honestly think Kevin called most of this match, just because the
Yeah,
bumps,
yeah.
and Kevin's probably had more ladder matches in general than Cody has. Um, but definitely one of the best Royal Rumble undercard matches I think I've seen in the past 5 or 6 years. And one of the better Cody matches I've definitely seen that didn't involve Roman Reigns.
That's fair.
And then we got to the meat and potatoes, the Royal Rumble, men's Royal Rumble. It would start.
Before we get to that,
Okay.
though, it was some I guess I don't know, funny and kind of dark. Your babyface, your ultra babyface champion Cody Rhodes, celebrating two belts while Kevin is bleeding.
Yeah,
It was
yes.
dark. It was.
It was a little sick. It was a
It
little
was,
sick.
yeah, and he looked bad. I'm like, he might need to get some stitches.
It
or
was a little
something.
Homelander-ish, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
And Sammy's holding his head as blood trickles in Sammy's
Yeah.
hands. Yeah, it was kind of nasty. Maybe we getting. I don't know. We'll hit the Royal
He
Rumble.
showed a hint of that on that promo last week.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's always throwing it out there. A little bit of that old school nasty Cody. If Mania goes the way I'm seeing Mania going, he can't be the babyface.
With the Cena?
Yeah, he can't be the babyface.
But
Not against
see,
Cena.
and that's why I think if it's like 1980s Vince McMahon, he wouldn't even put them in a room with each other.
No.
Because I mean, because when you do that, yeah, somebody's got to be the bad guy, and it's just you just don't do it. But and when you say, I guess Cody would have be, because this is not just John Cena. This is John Cena's last run.
Slash ride John Cena.
Yeah, and everybody is actually really behind him this time.
I think this was the loudest pop I've ever heard for Cena, and I've been in a
Yeah.
Cena arena many times throughout his 25 years of wrestling, and it was thunderous. It was the second loudest pop ever. Wasn't the first. It wasn't the biggest pop of the night, but he had the second loudest pop of the night, in my opinion. I don't know.
Who do you think had the biggest pop of the night?
I almost got in a fight over people trying to push me out of the way to see Roman Reigns. And so I'm going to give it to Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Because everybody was respectful the whole night until they heard dun, dun, dun. And then this dude ran in front of me because I was at the terrace, but I was on the bottom row of the terrace. I was the first seat on the terrace.
Yeah.
Nobody ran in front of me. I didn't have to stand up or nothing. I could just sit down and take a video or a picture or whatever I wanted to. Until then, and then this little dude, I said, motherfucker, if you don't fucking move, and then I had to push him out the way because you're not gonna disrespect me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who you are. This isn't how we do that down here, big guy. And he understood. As my girlfriend was trying to pull me back the whole time. Like, you can't. She was like, I bought this for your birthday. Don't get kicked out. What the fuck are you doing? It's almost over. But I'm like,
yeah, that would have been horrible.
Which it was, but I was like, no, this motherfucker wants to be eliminated from life because I'm throwing him over this fucking terrace. What do you mean? You know, because you're not gonna disrespect me, little white boy. Anyway,
I didn't have that. Everybody was respectful. It's just there was this annoying drunk dude who would get up every 20 minutes to go get a beer. He'd come back with two. This guy was spending money.
And they loved him at the center. They loved him.
They definitely did. And he always said something to me. I never understood what he said. He would be like, sorry, and then he would sound like one of the teachers on Charlie Brown afterwards. And I asked my brother, because he said something to him too, because he'd say something to everybody who walked by. He's apologizing as he gets his beers. And then I asked him, like, you know what he's saying? He's like, man, I can't make out nothing. I never, the whole night, he kept doing it. And one time at the end, his friends left, and he got this little look in his face. Like, I don't know what was out in the hallway, whatever it was tempting him. It was calling him every time.
He needed to go outside.
He needed to. The last time he didn't even come back with anything. He was just smiling. He was just happy to walk.
Maybe he got a happy ending in the bathroom.
I don't know.
Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. There was only one thing, and I want to share. I want to say this: never let a human being, and I don't give a damn how good their vagina is, steal your joy. There was a dude, and he loved everything. Like as soon as the older, like AJ Styles, he was doing this. He was a grown man. He was like maybe in his 20s, but he was
Hey,
doing this,
you getting
and
his
he
money's
was
worth.
and he was like, "You don't want none." No, he's like, he got his own thing back. Like he was pumped, and his girl was like, "Stop!" And she was pulling him down. You embarrassing me.
Oh.
And I was like, bruh, I was like, I hate her. I don't know her, but I hate you
No,
because
he's in a spot full of nerds. Like, no,
yeah,
he's welcome
I
to
was
do all
like,
that.
he's not standing out. He's blending in. Like I don't think you get that how that is. You know, I was when Roman stood up, I threw up ones. You know, I was excited. I screamed. My girlfriend wasn't embarrassed because she understood.
Right,
I
right.
love wrestling. You get what I'm saying?
Did she?
Um, hmm?
Did she?
She likes women. She likes some of the women. She likes Bianca. She likes Naomi. She likes the
Okay.
She likes the African American representation within wrestling. She thinks the bloodline is sexy, like most women. So that was about it.
Hmm.
But anyway, let's get to the men's Royal Rumble. Yeah, I think it was a good Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
We definitely had a variety. I feel like it was to promote the future of the WWE, unlike a lot of the Royal Rumbles we've had that was just to have shock value with the past. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I didn't bet any money on it, but I definitely enjoyed it. Shaw, talk about it, brother, because I know you got something to say.
I was gonna get right to it. Yeah, I'm happy Jay Uso won. Whatever. Fuck that.
Oh, God damn it.
Dude, dude, Damien. Hey, man. Hey, bruh. He got a reason to be. Hey, motherfuckers going to business for themselves. LA Knight being a little bitch. Damian Priest got a right to be upset, bruh. First of all.
You
Second of
talking about
all,
Drew?
why the fuck are we doing this for Damian Priest?
I like to say that Drew McIntyre said in the video, if it didn't come from him, you shouldn't believe it.
Yes,
So
he did.
I'm gonna stick with that one. It's a match. I'll say this: it's a match where there's multiple people in it. So I mean, it's easy to do something and bump into somebody the wrong way. I don't think it's necessarily nobody's fault. I mean, eh,
It's a battle royal.
yeah, like that stuff's gonna happen. And
It's not a
even if he
one-on-one.
did get upset about it, I mean, that's understandable. But I'm pretty sure 20 minutes later he was cool about it. I don't think
He
LA
wasn't
Knight
the only one
ruined
that
anything.
was.
There's only one guy that I feel like people could complain about, and I would understand it. And it was Penta.
Yeah, I was gonna say Penta.
Always Penta. It's the third time. Third time somebody blaming Penta for some shit.
I mean, it was like one, you doing too much, and you really should have been eliminated. Technically, you
You
were
eliminated yourself
eliminated.
5 minutes in.
Yeah, like it was, and it's just like he just kept popping up and doing things. And I was just, and Penta's dope.
It's
Don't
not
get me
working, is
wrong.
it? Is it working?
No, it
Is
is
it
working.
working?
He's
He
over.
no,
No, Penta's over.
Indianapolis love Penta.
When Penta came out as number 2, he got a pop just he got a pop comparable to Rey Mysterio, and you know everyone knew who Rey Mysterio was. Rey Mysterio has been wrestling for 40 years. You know who Rey Mysterio is. You know,
Sin Cara. Who else?
No, it's
Andrade.
not. He's
Who
not
else?
Sin Carter.
Who else? How many Spanish American people have we pushed or tried to push? None of them worked.
All right, one, I got some beef with that because I don't even think you. I get you, but I feel like that can easily be misinterpreted. That like,
that's racist.
yeah, and
Racist.
looking at us in this podcast, that's something I don't. That's not an agenda I want to push.
Not at all.
What I
Hold
will
on, that's
say,
not racist. It's WWE. The way they're booking. They booked the Mexicools. That's racist.
That's
Carlito,
I
Vince.
the way to
think
book them, that's racist.
I think because we already know what's Sin Cara? What was his superstar gimmick in Mexico? What was
Oh shit, I forgot.
Mystico?
Yeah,
We know how
he was
good
Mystico.
he is. I just think sometimes everything doesn't perfectly translate in a new place. Not only that, sometimes you don't know how to handle him. Like NBA for instance, Luka's not gonna just perfectly instantly mesh well with the Lakers. Like I just you in a different world, and then also you come here, they expecting you to do everything that you good at, but also convert it into how they do things here.
That's
Like,
true.
oh, you was a superstar in Mexico, you should be it here, but you also got to work the way we work. You also got like it's a lot. It's a lot to you got a lot of expectations that aren't even realistic.
And when we compare them to Ray, Ray's been doing WCW. Ray was in his early 20s when he started to learn how to mesh the Latino style of wrestling, the lucha libre, with the American style. Yeah, Penta's been wrestling forever, but Penta's been wrestling forever on the indies. Uh,
Yeah.
and yes, people can say, well, AEW, that's the indies. That's the indies on a large scale. When it comes to wrestling style, uh, you know, I saw a video where somebody asked Penta and they asked Carlito. They said, "Hey, if you hit me with the Penta driver, am I kicking out at two?" And Penta said, "Yeah." And then they asked Carlito, "If you hit me with a backstabber, am I kicking out?" He said, "You going to the hospital." So the mindset is different. Um, I think Penta's over. The gimmick's over. People seen Penta enough in AEW. I love Penta not from AEW but from TNA, and I love Penta from Lucha Underground. I thought he got to shine more in both of those because he's a former TNA champion. He was the guy in Lucha Underground. Him versus Rey Mysterio is something that has happened, not just in a Royal Rumble. Him versus Chelsea Green, something
I was
that
about to
has happened.
say that. I think you posted that him and Chelsea Green matches was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Penta and Swerve, when and Penta versus Io Sky has happened. I mean, we have to think about these things that don't make any sense in WWE context. Um, but
I think
people
just
know that.
that you saying that separates him from a Sin Cara who, for whatever reason, I think mainly I guess because language barrier, he didn't mesh well with 90% of the people on the roster, but Penta somehow can mesh well with anyone, size, gender. So I that's gonna separate him from a Sin Cara.
And I think Penta's humble. I don't think Sin Cara was humble.
No, I mean
Um,
when you're a superstar somewhere, you
you
come here,
know, but we also have to think about Conan was humble, and Conan was the biggest star in Mexico when he became a WWE superstar and a WCW superstar as well.
he was, but I wonder, like, what you think he always was? Because I know when he talks on his podcast now, he talks like the humbleness ain't there no more. So I wonder, was he always like that, or
You probably not, but let's be honest. If you are a wrestler and you come into the United States and top billing's Hulk Hogan, you don't have a choice but to be humble
yeah,
because he's not going.
yeah, yeah.
He's gonna look at you in your face and say it doesn't work for him, brother. He doesn't give a fuck if you're there. You get what I'm saying? Especially a Mexican because he's racist. you know. But I mean, but he said in front of Hall, Nash, Savage, all people that were as equal as him at some point, but he didn't care. So when you were wrestling under him, are you wrestling under Bret Hart? But like he taught Bret the sharpshooter, Shahid, your favorite wrestler.
Conan
He,
did.
yeah,
I didn't. I've never heard that story.
Conan put it up on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
But so I think with Penta's humble. Penta wanted to get out of his contract for months, and he wanted to go with his brother. And Penta was supposed to go to NXT. Let's remember that Penta was supposed to go to NXT. You know,
Or
with
Trick, he would have been getting that pentadrama.
no, he would have definitely. Actually, no, Penta was supposed to go to Raw. I take that back. The Motor City Machine Gun, Shahid, was supposed to go to NXT and be the NXT Tag Team Champions. Penta and Ray Phoenix were supposed to be where the Motor City Machine Guns are in the tag team division.
Oh, is that why they quickly got dropped over?
Yeah, just
Okay, that makes
to fill
sense.
the
Yeah,
void that was supposed to be the Lucha Bros.
yeah.
So,
Guess sometimes to be in the right place at the right time works
and there's
out
nothing
for
wrong
you.
with that. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. Alex Shelley and and Saban are so old, and not saying they can't go, but they're not going to get a chance to being a
So
star.
old that going on NXT would have been
Look,
depressing because you're like, damn, I got to be here for 5 years. By the time I that, I'm about ready to retire.
You already put in your 2 weeks and your
Yeah,
and your Social Security benefits. You're ready to
yeah.
go.
It's like, oh my god.
I see you laughing over it, Shaw. But anyway, let's talk
look,
about
man.
this.
I just want to say, people watch this podcast, that I'm not saying that I don't think a Spanish wrestler will be successful in WWE. All I'm saying is
You did
WWE
say
doesn't
that.
know how to book them.
Rey Mysterio.
Not
Dominic.
me. I said, who?
Dominic is over. You can't tell me
Okay.
Dominic's not over.
Now y'all tripping.
You don't think Dominic's over?
No.
I
Dominic.
I think he's saying Dominic doesn't count.
Dominic getting booed out of the place because people want to boo you does not mean you're over.
He
I
is
cheer
Because they just want to
Dominic.
boo you.
No, he's over. I don't agree with the like he's the best heel thing, but he's over. People are interested in him.
Let's ask the question: what's better, no reaction or reaction?
I don't know. When Dolph Ziggler was coming out with no music, did that work?
That was horrible, but that was a bad idea.
Well,
It worked.
you were just judging matches by the pops that people were getting. So I think you would care about reaction.
You was judging matches too, and you defend matches that you don't watch.
What match did I defend?
Are you
that I
talking
didn't
about the
watch?
Motor City Machine Guns again?
I didn't watch the
You don't watch
entrance.
this shit.
I didn't watch the entrance. So what?
You got some fucking wings.
Why do I need to watch everybody's entrance? It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
You watch SmackDown sometimes,
No.
and people's entrance don't even get televised.
That's true too. On
No,
Raw, even as well. Not in America anyway, because I watch Raw on a VPN. That's the only reason I get to see everybody's everything.
You watch Raw on a VPN now?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Did you see the New Day's promo?
Oh, so okay, so you got that over. They didn't get to see that on Netflix.
No. There's so many. They cut when they have commercials on Netflix. They don't have commercials.
Okay, so there's no commercial on the international version. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. There's no commercials on the international version.
And I seen that promo on Twitter. So
Yeah, they'll post it on Twitter because
Yeah.
somebody will show it. They'll show what's going on. But
Your video cut out, bro.
I know. I'm fixing it now. But let's get to the meat and potatoes. You obviously did not like the Royal Rumble, I guess, Shahid.
No, I like the Royal Rumble. I wish John Cena would have won, but I'm happy for Jey Uso. But I do see why people. What I'm saying is, if people didn't like Jey Uso winning, I think they have a very strong foundation to stand on.
I want to talk about that. Before I talk about that, I want to say you got to be the first person over the age of 10 to say, I wish John Cena would have won in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know who agrees with me. I don't do things for cheap pops like Mortal Machine Gun. I think personally that if you don't want Jey Uso to win, you have a valid point. But I'm happy for him.
You're happy for Jay.
I'm
wanted
happy
to
for
point
Jey.
out
You don't want Jey to
something.
win.
I want to point out something because I see on the internet there was like a lot of negative reactions to Jay inside Lucas Oil Stadium. It was crazy.
Oh, Jay was over.
Yeah, like I didn't hear none of that talking there. I mean, people was singing a song. I mean, people was celebrating. It was hype. And then even after the show was over, like just hearing people talk, like all the reactions when walking past was positive. overwhelmingly positive. And I don't know if it made it on TV or not, but the moment when his kid was in the ring, everybody was hyped about that as well. Like it was I don't know, it was a party in Lucas Oil Stadium after the win. I don't so seeing all the negative stuff was like a alternate universe.
What I am going to say about this is when they showed they didn't show. I want to say this. They did not show Jace in the ring with Jay.
They didn't. Okay, I wasn't sure. Part of me
Uh,
thought that they maybe
because
not.
I went back and I watched the Royal Rumble earlier today, and the men's Royal Rumble. I watched the women's the day I got back on Sunday, but I watched the women. I watched the men's today, and they didn't show it. It stopped like right after the fireworks. With the him pointing to the WrestleMania sign and stuff like that. But I can say that everybody, they were yeeting but I can also say that it took the air out of the room. Like it was a little bit like shock moment in my section. The one young man that I was speaking about earlier that was throwing up the signs, he was a big John Cena fan. He dropped to his knees when the super kick when he just saw John Cena fly off the rope and he dropped to his knees. He was kind of upset. But at the
No.
end, but he ended the night yeeting. So he wasn't too
Like I said, people were happy for Jay Uso, but Peter, there's a whole arena beyond your section. And I'm sure there were some people that were unhappy that Cena did not win.
But he just said he never said that people was unhappy though.
It was just more shocked. It wasn't like
Yeah.
it
I
wasn't
mean, I
like
didn't say
oh
nobody
he,
wasn't shocked. No, I didn't say anybody wasn't shocked. I was shocked. But I wasn't disappointed. And I didn't hear anybody disappointed. Like it was nobody booing.
the words that came out of my mouth was damn, Shaw's right, Cena's winning. You know, but then when he didn't, I was like, okay, I'm cool with Jay. But I do think that Cena's going to win the elimination chamber.
Yeah. So, I know I don't want to get off the Rumble, but just a quick question and getting back to the Rumble: is Seth automatically in the Elimination Chamber?
No. He has a qualifying match.
Because in his promo with Sammy, he said, "Meet me in the Elimination Chamber." So I'm like, damn, he doesn't get a free ticket.
No, he has a qualifying match. He said in a
Okay.
couple weeks he has a
All
qualifying
right,
match.
all right.
So he'll have it. I don't know if it'll be good or anything, but I don't know who. I can say this: the best match of Raw was CM Punk that I've seen. Like it was comparable to Seth versus CM Punk. Was Sammy versus CM Punk last night? That was a great match.
They had Punk working 2 nights back to back. I
I was
expecting it.
shocked to see
Yeah.
CM Punk do it 2 nights and long nights.
Last year he did. He did a spot last year and he injured and was out for 3 months.
I mean, I think now he knows he's going to work with guys he worked with before. Guys that he knows will take care of him.
Yeah, it's smart. Keep him in a program with one person for 3 or 4 months and move on to the next. That's smart. Instead of having him wrestle every night, no, just have him work with one person. That's smart.
Let's get to the CM Punk portion of the the probably the more impactful portion of the Royal Rumble, which was the elimination of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and plus the elimination of CM Punk by Logan Paul, which led to the Seth Rollins stomp to Roman Reigns twice.
So CM Punk eliminate Roman and Seth at the same time. I got hyped, and then immediately right after Punk gets eliminated, it took the air out of me. But then seeing them argue, then I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then when Seth did the stomp, I mean, the whole place went crazy. That whole segment right there, I would say, is probably a highlight of the match, maybe of the whole night, but definitely of the match. Like that's probably my favorite part of the match was seeing that whole brawl that went on.
Shaw, what are your thoughts on it, brother?
That photo lands when Roman was in that corner and Seth was getting up. That fucking shot, that was classic. That was just classic, man. Like I said, that whole Rumble is a setup for Mania, but everything is a question mark. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's fighting who. I don't know what is going to transpire. Last year, we had a direct or somewhat idea what was going on with Cody and The Rock and the Bloodline. They were built up for that for so long. Now I don't know what's going to happen, and it's going to be dope. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But I got to hop off because my girl is calling, and I'm about to go eat dinner.
All right. Well, eat well, young man.
I want to say I like seeing AJ Styles come, and
All right, man. I'll catch y'all.
and I just
All
wanted
right.
to mention that before we go off.
AJ Styles had probably one of the biggest pops of of Cena and Roman Reigns. I can definitely say that. But all
Yeah.
in all, I do mean to ask you. I would show you, but my camera is messing up at this moment in time. But what items did you pick up at the
I I did not. I didn't even get to make it in the superstore.
what?
I when I got there, so I got to Indianapolis probably like 2 maybe,
Okay.
and so once I got there, first place I was trying to find was where the superstore was, and a friend of mine said it was at the convention center, and
Yes.
so I found that, so once we got in there, the line was like towards the front of the entrance
Other
of the
building.
yeah, and like and so but I told me and my brother walking, I said, I was like, don't worry, that's probably a line for like autographs or something. And once we get there, I was like, oh no, this really is the line just to
To get in.
get in. Now when getting into the arena, there was many merch stores in there. Like there was a couple merch stores that was
Yeah.
only championship belts, and it was like,
Yeah.
man, this is crazy. Especially knowing these aren't like uh when the championship belts were reasonable price, like
Yeah. No.
like
You spending
yeah.
$500. I did. I know you talked about the CM Punk, but you know that the CM Punk titles that they had were autographed.
Yes, and they had sold originally. It sold on WWE Shop, like I think it was the same amount of days he was
As in,
champ.
yeah,
Y-
the
And
465, something like that.
yeah, but I had seen later, I think like in promotion, like at a house show or something, that Punk like on his Instagram, he uploaded like video of him autographing belts at a house show. So I knew that there was some sort of like they were, selling these elsewhere. But I didn't think they was gonna do it again at the Rumble. If I had the $800 to blow, I definitely would have had one. I seen a couple of people
So I saw a couple
proudly
people
walking
have one.
around with 'em. Yeah.
I was because as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Where they get?" I thought they already had them, but then
Right. That's what I thought.
when I saw the wall of titles, it was on the wall of titles. But I saw those prices. I said, "Well, that's not on my line." All I
No, no.
Well, for me, all I purchased was the Royal Rumble T-shirt because and the Royal Rumble hat because I attended the event because this was the first PLE I've been to in 25 years. WWE PLE. Because the last one I went to only had 16,000, a little over 16,000 people, and that was Judgment Day. And so I
Oh,
wanted
you
to,
went to Judgment Day at Freedom Hall?
yeah, when the Undertaker
Oh, I'm so
premiered
jealous.
as the
So
American
jealous.
Badass.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the last pay per view I went to. So this was special, and it's a Royal Rumble. So I wanted to just get the Royal Rumble shirt, the Royal Rumble hat, and the program for the
Did
Royal
you
Rumble.
get to go to the WWF in your house that came here to
Ground
Louisville?
Zero? No, I did not make it to Ground Zero. I did not make it
I
to Ground Zero.
yeah, I have a friend that got to go, and I will forever be jealous of that.
That was
'Cause
that was a good one. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Diesel.
yeah, like that's one of those things. Like if I would have got to see that as a kid, I think I would have been like my mom would have said no to anything else
You would
for
have
the
been
next
okay
few
with
years.
it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
would have been
I
okay
got
with
I got to
that.
see Taker and Shawn Michaels. So
It
I'm good
was
with
it
that.
was definitely it was definitely it was a good one. But I was lurking around. I got a glimpse of the wrestlers. I was like, because Louisville Gardens isn't too guarded, brother. You can. It's right by the projects. What
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you can definitely. go, walk around. They ain't gonna say too many things to you. So so you could still see. I saw. I didn't go to the event, but I was like, I'm gonna walk around the area. So I had my mom drive me over to the area, and we just kind of walked around. So I got a glimpse of Sean and Taker and Goldust from afar from the street. Um,
Seen a
but
video online like a month ago of Shawn Michaels and Goldust in a ladder match. It was at a house show,
they
and
have
it looked so good. And it was like, man, why didn't they do this on TV?
But I feel like there's so many things that people that Vince feels that wouldn't have meshed with Sean, and are he doesn't feel that they were big enough stars for Sean. Let's put it like that. Like, oh, they're not going to be money for Sean, And I feel like, they're going to be money for Sean. You don't know who's going to be money. Dustin is an amazing wrestler.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
now, like he's old and still wrestling in AEW and doing destroyers off ladders and stuff he shouldn't really be doing.
I wish and I guess for the '90s, he was fine, but I wish he would have moved like he does now. Then,
He was so overweight and depressed because he was built almost like Dusty,
yeah.
and now he's
But in the
built.
'90s, he was in better shape, wasn't he?
He was still kind of chubby. He was still kind of. I might go to the gym today. I might drink a beer. I might do a line of coke. But I think he got in shape when he became sober.
Yeah, yeah. Cause he's slim now.
Yeah, so he started being sober, started going to the gym, started hanging out with his little brother, and so things were different. Tori wasn't around. I don't think Tori Reynolds was a good influence for him.
Oh, she was the bad influence.
I mean, she dated New Jack,
I knew she dated New Jack, but I thought that was just kind of, once she was
a
past
phase.
Dustin, she just kind of, landed in a bad area, and then he picked her up.
So
That's
I
what I
don't
thought.
I don't know if you know, but there were rumors because they met in WCW. And when she was part of the York Foundation, the leader, when she was Alexandra York, there was rumors that she was sleeping with the York Foundation, which Dustin was not in it. Dustin was, it
Mm,
was Terry Taylor, Ricky Morton. You know,
mm.
I forgot who the other person was. It
Now was
was
Dustin over there?
yeah, he was in WCW. That was when he got fired from WWF from that first run with when Dusty was wearing a polka
He
dots.
don't seem like a no disrespect, like a John Morrison or what's his name, the son he was with.
Oh, Cadino.
He didn't seem like he would put up with nothing like that. And I'm a
You know,
John Morrison fan. I didn't want to diss him. The
I'm.
story's out there.
I love. I mean, we know what happened with him and Melina. Still love Melina. One of my top five favorite WWE divas. But you can't take it out of. She's an older woman now. I'm pretty sure she's not trying to break the record with her legs spread. But
Yeah, I don't look. I
but
don't,
if you
shame
think you can,
nobody. People
I
do
mean,
what they do.
I mean, we can talk about Mickey James in that situation. She knew
Oh
Cena was
man,
married. She didn't care. She
that
wanted that
hey,
done, done, and done.
that's normal. Well, hold on, I didn't mean to say it on video. Um, that happens, but I think what hurt me was that she did Kenny like that, you know.
Boy, that's true. I'm
But
glad Kenny still has a job. And it's in the
Cena's
WWE.
wife at the time, she know he's a superstar. He's on the road. She ain't come on. She ain't done.
Once you heard that Howard Stern interview, I wouldn't have dated Cena anyway. Cena didn't care. You know.
I don't like how he talked about Kentucky. He just made it seem like it was nothing but some losers, and whenever he was bored, he can pick up him a fact check, and it's just like, come on, man.
I mean, that might be true, but uh, we've been to OVW, especially that version
All
of
right,
OVW.
that's fair. That is fair. But outside of that, like almost every OVW wrestler was like working in a bar and stuff, like they were
Yeah.
in places where social people was at. It wasn't just some swampland where,
No. They had jobs. They could meet normal people, the regular person.
yeah, he didn't have to settle for the girl at the OVW show. He didn't have
Cena was lazy. That's that lets you know. Like he just went to the gym. But also you got to think during that part of John Cena, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't do smoke cigars, nothing. He was straight edge. I just bodybuild and eat food. So and wrestle. So if you have that kind of lifestyle and that kind of discipline, you ain't gonna go outside.
to. I guess so. Yeah, you might be right.
So you can just walk back. You can walk outside Davis Arena, say, "You want to go with the prototype tonight?"
And he could say the prototype, and they would be hyped about that.
Because they'd be like, "Yeah, never come out of character while you're hitting it from behind. Not once." And he didn't. He didn't break character. He didn't have to. But no, one thing I can say this: I think Cena will be here again. With his, and I mean Louisville. The next time the WWE comes to Louisville, I think Cena will be on that tour. Um,
I can see that. He came. I used to work at Six Flags. He came when OVW had their. Oh man, what was they had a summer series? I forgot what it was
yeah,
called.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I used
But
to go to
yeah,
those. I used to go to those.
so he seemed like he wasn't one of those people because there definitely was some of those people that like they once they was out of OVW they didn't want to hear the name of it anymore.
No,
Uh,
I
I,
give him. I give Cody because Cody brought up OVW a few weeks ago
he
on
brought it
TV.
up a few weeks ago, and I went back and watched the because I was hyped about the Rumble, and I went back and watched his promo with Punk from last year, and he mentioned OVW in that one too.
Hmm.
But
And even
this one,
Punk
he
mentioned.
actually named the address, and I was like,
Yep.
"Oh man, you still remember Davidson Arena?"
The Davis Arena address and Punk and Punk mentioned OVW. They can't. So I would love to see Punk here. I haven't seen Punk here in many years. It's been many years since
And
his
Punk
last
must
run.
have liked OVW because when he was on the main roster, whenever he was around, he would come and go back and visit him. So
Shaw just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, we about to have dinner. I
he
just
gave us an update.
Update on the food. What you having for dinner? Since you just putting it out here.
I'm about to make I just want to let the podcast know I'm about to make fettuccine alfredo from scratch. From scratch.
All right,
Okay.
Mario.
Yeah.
I
Even the
know, right?
noodles are
Is it not too late to do it?
yeah. Well, she's hungry, so I got no choice.
Okay.
I,
Make us some
I
ramen.
don't. I know.
Put some Alfredo sauce in it.
So I like this stuff. I just want to say the podcast love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Peter's awesome. Alex, you're awesome. I'm glad y'all got to see it live. I'm super jealous, but I'm glad y'all had a good time. I'm glad y'all made it safe, man.
Yeah, I might skip
Thank you, sir.
SummerSlam because the Mania tickets are gonna be crazy, and
I
I
wanted to
forgot
say
it's
this.
2
I
nights.
wanted to say this. So, do you both of you know you can finance these tickets? You don't have to buy them straight up.
Oh, I financed these.
But
That's
isn't
what I'm saying. So
SummerSlam
am
going to be
mine.
in
I'm a
Jersey?
finance as well. So you can
Well,
finance.
well, wait a minute. Isn't SummerSlam in Jersey?
What'd you say?
Is SummerSlam in Jersey or where?
No,
No,
next
no,
year's
next
SummerSlam is
year.
in
SummerSlam
Next
Jersey,
year is
right?
gonna be next year's is gonna be in
in Lucas
Indianapolis.
Oil,
Okay.
and then
And
the
then
year
All
after
right.
that we
I'm gonna
get
start this.
Mania. So there's definitely going to be financing on Manias.
oh god, for 2 nights. But and then on top of that, I'm definitely getting a hotel hopefully for that whole weekend. And because I want to do, some of the events
I'm
and
not going to do the SmackDown.
oh no, I
I'm not
won't
going
do
to
the
sit up here and lie. I'm not
SmackDown.
going to do the SmackDown.
No, but I want to go to Wale Mania if they're still gonna be doing that by then.
Yeah, I feel bad because I missed so many. I missed the WrestleCon they had in Indianapolis though.
I didn't.
I should have went to that. Like just to see Trish get a signed Trish autograph.
How much was she charging for that?
I think she was only charging like 20. She wasn't busting
Really?
heads. Trish wasn't busting heads.
Because the WWE thing was busting his. It was like 200, 300.
Oh
Like
no
it
no no.
was.
WrestleCon is a lot cheaper.
Oh
That's
man,
where
why didn't
Rob
you say
Van.
nothing about that?
I didn't find out until after. I would have.
Yeah.
I saw it on one of my Facebook friends. He went to that. He didn't go to the WWE because that's where Rob Van Dam was. That's where Farouk was. That's where a lot of the guys that we saw in the Legends category, they weren't at the WWE thing because the WWE was only pushing WWE guys and Mick Foley.
I seen Rick Steiner got a nice welcoming. I guess everybody forgot about that the incident he had.
The Giselle Shaw thing.
Yeah.
I think so many people don't know who
On
she
that
is.
note, I'm gonna catch y'all later. I
We
ain't
know
gonna
you
touch
had
y'all over the
something.
pencil, bro. I
We know
don't
you
know
don't
nothing
like
about that.
Giselle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See,
Whoa, you know what? Y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm gonna make this move.
enjoy your food. You Giselle Shaw hater. But with Giselle Shaw, I'm not gonna bring that up. But I'm glad that Rick Steiner was embraced.
I yeah, I mean that situation is wild. I mean, I I'll say this. I'm both sides. One, I'm cool with people let it go. I don't think we need to like dwell on those type of things. But also I'm not like co-signing it. Like even if you can feel, I mean I can't control how way nobody feels, but you don't have to be disrespectful about it.
Like I heard that it was a Steiner Brothers situation. I heard that Rick was just like, "Why is she standing in my line?" And then Scott said, "That's a man. What do you mean she?" And then
Oh,
he
I
was
didn't
like,
know he was there.
"Yeah, it was a Steiner Brothers line."
Oh, that he went on Rick.
So yeah, he told Rick, he's like, "Hey, go tell him to move, tell him to move, not her." So Rick acted a fool because Scott egged him on.
He's too old to be doing that.
He's still he's still Scott Steiner. He's still a
Oh
child.
god.
He's still a child with a multicolored beard. Come on now. But yeah, so I do blame Rick because Rick is a grown man. But I also blame Scott because Scott is childish.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was there. I thought Rick was there by himself.
Oh no, there was a Steiner Brothers signing table. It
Mm.
was quite horrible. Um, just
Now you
the
got me thinking that he did a variation of the Samoa Joe promo.
you got a 33 and a third chance.
Oh no, not that one, not
Not
that
that
one.
one.
The one where
Oh,
he's
cause
like
he's
talking.
fat.
Yeah.
That is funny. That one that makes me die every time. And that's nothing against anybody who's obese. I was
No,
super
no,
morbidly
no.
obese myself at one point in my life. But I can say that doesn't.
Is that what got you going in the gym?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no. Okay, so I was super morbidly obese, but I was like, I had when I got older and I had kids, I was like, yeah, that's not a look that I want to have.
Right,
Um,
right.
as someone, because my ex-wife, she was, it's like she's right now she has like super bad type 2 diabetes. They talking about we gonna cut your feet off, you
Oh
know,
no.
and I'm like,
Are
uh,
y'all like
no, we
cordial?
don't like it. We not cool.
I was gonna say,
And
why don't you try to get her to get in the gym? Like,
I told her to go to the gym. I told her she can go to. I told her I will pay for you to go to the gym, just because as someone who had a sickly mother, my mother didn't have type 2 diabetes, but she did have epilepsy. So going out to places like wrestling and stuff like that, where there was lights and stuff, she would do it in limited capacity.
oh, she would
Um,
still try to do it though.
yeah, just because she knew I loved wrestling, and I was her only child.
Man,
And
things parents do.
yeah,
The things.
the sacrifice, brother,
Yeah.
the sacrifice. We don't appreciate it till we get old.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but
No, I do. I feel the way because there's a lot of things my mom went out of the way for that I appreciate it. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, but it wasn't until I became an adult. I was like, oh man, she really did all that. Like,
yeah. Yeah, it makes you think like, damn, I should have, especially me with my mother being no longer alive. I feel like, damn, I wish there was something I could do to show you that I appreciate it now
yeah,
and I
yeah, yeah.
understand more. But no, I try to tell her to go to the gym because I was like, as a person that knows how it is to grow up without a mom, my kids won't grow up without a dad like I did, but they will grow up without a mom. And my son kind of looks down on his mother, which I don't like. But he looks down on
Oh,
his mother because she doesn't try to do better.
yeah, but you know what, man? I mean, I've been skinny all my life. However,
I've heard, young man.
but I feel, dude, if I got big, I don't think I would easily be able. Like, I don't like. I really do. I can honestly. I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. I can see myself sitting on the couch. Just it is what it is. Like I really. I don't. Not to say I never could come with, but it would take a lot.
I get
Like it
that.
would,
I get
yeah.
that.
Like I like like because I know people that like, man, I put on 50 pounds, like and I worked it off, like it's like, man, that's crazy, and they say it like it's nothing. I would never be that person. I know that for sure. Like
You
so
know,
like
I can say this, and Shaw tell you. Shaw tells me all the time that I'm the reason that he works out. Because when you met me, I was like 275 in high school. Um, and I'm 5'6", so that's a fat dude, right?
okay, because 270 sounded cool until you said.
No, there was not. So then like I said, I got kids. I got older, and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do cardio. I just did cardio for the longest time. And then my former like closest friend, he's like 6'4", 420 at the time.
Mm,
He's a huge dude, and a buddy of mine who we also went to high school with, and he loves wrestling, and he was wrestling on the independent circuit, and he wanted us to do it. By that time, I had lost all the weight. Like I was 140 pounds. I was a skinny
okay.
little man. But my buddy was still, 420 pounds, so it didn't matter, you know. And he was like, "I want you." He said, "Y'all go to the gym. Why won't y'all become a wrestler?" My buddy's like, "I don't like getting hit, so I ain't gonna be no wrestler." He said, "I love wrestling, but I ain't gonna like being hit." But I wanted to, so that's when I started lifting weights heavier, and I wanted to be a wrestler. But then after that, dude kind of lost his mind, and I was like, I'm kind of old. I was in my mid 30s at that point, so I'm not DDP, so I'm not getting ready to do it.
The guy that was trying to get y'all to wrestle lost his mind.
Yeah, he kind of went crazy. His
Oh,
girlfriend, his girlfriend left him. His,
oh,
his mom kicked him out on the street.
oh, God.
He kind of lost his mind. Then he quit
I was just about
wrestling.
to say, did he, wrestle for anybody? I was gonna say
He
it was
did.
a success story.
He did OVW, um,
Okay.
but he wasn't consistent because he couldn't pay the money to continue to train. And the only people that wrestle for
Mm.
free are people with WWE contracts, and he did not have one of those. Now he's a carpenter.
Okay, so he's okay now.
He's okay now. He got himself together. He's a carpenter. He has a daughter. I think his daughter is what helped him get a little bit sane.
Mm.
Sane enough to have a job, have a house, you know, go to work. He complains too much for me, but that's life. If you're watching this, Jack, I don't give a damn. Anyway, I mean, that's just how life is, brother. But yeah, that's the reason I started lifting weights. Just wanted to be there for my kids more. Uh, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
gotta somebody has to do it. Might as well be me, brother. Even though my daughter still can out eat me now, but she'll learn one day when she gets older. The metabolism will stop. She's only 18 now, but Jesus, my son barely eats. He's like five. He's like 5'7" and 87 pounds. He's very thin,
Oh wow.
very thin. But Royal Rumble, man, I know you went to SummerSlam last year.
Not last. I think maybe it was a year. It was a couple of
You,
years ago. It
the year
was
before.
whatever the one was in Nashville when
Okay, so
Brock Lesnar had the tractor and all that.
oh yeah. So you went to that. You saw the tractor. You saw the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar was your main event. Compared to that, where does SummerSlam rank for you, man? Out of all the events you've been to for wrestling?
I think it was number one for me. This is my third PLE. I've
Oh, okay.
had this one, SummerSlam, and then I did go see TLC in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in like a TLC
I
match or
remember
something.
that. I remember that. That was good. That was interesting. The
But
Shield, I
John
think
Cena and Kevin Owens stole the show.
Kevin
And
Owens. Kevin Owens, I think, is one of the best wrestlers on the roster.
he was, and at that time he was fresh on the main roster, and he was like determined, like he was putting his all in. Well, I got take it, he still is now because just watching that Cody match, he was putting his all into it. But like it was when like he was still doing like the crazy like moonsaults and stuff.
No,
Like
yeah.
yeah, he was.
I think we'll see that on Mania. Him and Sammy are
Oh yeah.
gonna turn off everything. It ain't gonna be nothing to stop them.
And I just said I didn't want it, but he's brought out this new side out of him, and I'm like, okay, so I could take my money. Hey, you got it. You got
So I'm excited for that. I can now for me, I can say it's the best PLE. Granted, I was at the upper terrace. But it didn't matter. The energy was great. I can say
Yeah.
this: they did not have speakers at the upper terrace, so we could not really hear what the hell was going on.
Oh, so okay, so you probably didn't have the, I guess maybe that big of that issue with me where I was like everybody's music kind of just sounded very bland and the same.
We didn't hear nobody's music. Like we had to hear like every time when she was announcing, we didn't hear no announcements. You know, like we had to go off of what the audience by under us was saying. Like, oh, they hear what they're saying. Um, like I heard Jay's music, but it was like I was hearing Jay's music and I was in the house and somebody was playing Jay's music outside in a car.
Oh God.
So I feel like Lucas Oil put some speakers up top. You
Well,
know,
that's weird because, I was talking to my brother and I was looking, I was like, so normally where we would be at would be like the like front section. This is, because we were lower level, but
yeah,
like we were above where the floor was, but the floor had a million rows. Like it wasn't.
yeah. The floor didn't really mean too much, nothing there, boy, because you
Yeah,
could be
no,
so
it
far
didn't.
back you couldn't see nothing anyway.
Yeah, like it was. And then knowing how much they were charging for those is like they should be ashamed. But like normally that wouldn't existed. Then well, so I'm thinking like so it's often people all the way up there. So I don't know why they wouldn't have
They didn't.
have a have speakers and stuff. I don't get
Not
that one.
one speaker. That was
That's
the only
crazy.
only gripe I really had. No, not one speaker. I'm like, God damn.
I I
Top.
w- I watched even though like I had a view, it was okay. But the screen was still way better than
Oh yeah.
looking at. And then there was a part where one of those it was like one really super bright light came in during the middle of the show, and then I just refused to look that way
So
after that.
the light. Let's. So when the lights stopped, they were in my face. So it was like the setting part of the lights was to brain were right there in my face. Like oh fuck. So I had to like hold my hand over my right eye so I could just
Oh
kind of look at
god.
the other screen on the far right side, on the far left side. I mean, because I was right across from the WrestleMania sign. I couldn't see the WrestleMania sign because, as you know, it's just a thin piece of shit. It's just a thin piece of metal that has light. It's just thin lights. So I was on the side of the WrestleMania sign. I didn't know it was there until fireworks hit. Because I was looking for the WrestleMania sign the entire time. I said, "Where the fuck
I
is the
was
sign?"
too. And so I somebody had posted a picture of it in the arena, and so I'm looking for it, and I'm seeing where they posted it at, and so I'm look. I was like, where they're posting it? It should be right in
Right
front of
here.
me. And so I'm just looking. I mean, for like 5 minutes, I'm just keep looking, and then it dawned on me, oh, it's right in front of my face. I'm just behind it.
Behind it.
So I'm seeing the back of it like right in front of me. And this whole time I've been looking around. I like from this picture, it's supposed to be in the corner, and I was like,
Hmm.
But it ain't there." And then dawned on me, oh, this thing's been right in front of my face this whole time.
Because I even turned it on Netflix. Like I turned it on Netflix on my phone, and I was like, "What the hell's I don't see it." And then because they got glimpse of it on Netflix and Peacock. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And then I was like, I still don't see it. And then when Charlotte pointed to the WrestleMania sign and the fireworks hit, I said, okay, it's over there.
So I found it before that happened, and then I forgot about it. And so when she pointed the fireworks going, I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds right there."
The sign messed me up a little bit, but and the sound, but the rest of it, I can say, I was touching the drop ceiling in Freedom Hall at the Judgment Day event because I can tell you those nosebleeds tickets because I went to get them live and so many people uh went to go get them offline. But back then it was just, hey, get up early.
Well,
My
dude,
girl,
I actually miss those days. Saturday be Saturday morning to
yep,
go to Freedom Hall and then stand in line. I remember just and I never got anything better than fourth row, but I always was thankful for fourth row. Like I thought I made it when I on the floor, fourth row, SmackDown.
yeah,
I
yeah.
Now it's just,
I was the
are you
closest I
willing to
got.
spend 500 for a floor seat? And they're like, No.
Yeah, the floor seats are a little overly expensive. The closest I got as a kid for a Raw. Now I can say I got like third row a lot of the time at the WCW events.
Oh, really?
Um, that came to Freedom Hall. So seeing Hogan at that point, that was the first time I saw Hogan. He didn't wrestle; he just cut a promo.
I
But
would
I
have
was
loved to see NWO live. That would have been dope.
NWO house shows when they came out to the Fuji's was it was a totally different vibe.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, Ready or Not was the Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Six's theme song.
So I seen Scott Hall do that at a ECW show, but
Hmm.
I didn't know he was doing that regularly.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what's
ECW
up.
house shows you didn't hear the pow ow ow. No, you heard Ready because I was confused as a kid. Ready or Not. I was like, why are the Fuji's playing? This doesn't make
That's
sense.
so random.
And then I just saw Hall and Nash because the NWO song is one of my favorite wrestling songs. Just because the way Hogan would come out and they would just all look so happy, even if they just did something so dastardly, they all looked like they enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was cool. It was like it was the jocks coming into the cafeteria. Is
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
looked like.
They were those guys. They were those guys. Like they just wedgied 8 people,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Oh,
they're fine.
definitely.
But they having a hell of a time as they
Hell of a
walked in.
time. There is like D-list guys with their own t-shirt.
Mm. Bagwell before he was anybody. You see
He
Michael
had the
Wall
the
Street.
jumpsuit that was custom NWO.
That I wanted one of them motherfuckers so bad as a chick.
Oh, it was dope. It was dope.
And he was. They were all. Everybody had a cool factor. Even Wall Street, Bubba, Big Boss Man ain't never been cool in his life, but he was cool when he was in NWO. But that was the
His
closest I got.
Attitude Era outfit was kind of cool though.
Oh, the SWAT outfit. That was just
Yeah,
badass,
yeah.
and he was just a dick to the Big Show.
Yeah, I could have did without that. I could have I could have did.
Dragging his daddy's
Yeah.
casket around the cemetery. It was just like what?
We need that. We need
That-
that.
Boxman was just a bully. He was an old bully by then. I was like, why are you bullying this huge man? It didn't make sense. But I can say this was definitely better than that TNA PLE. Fuck you, TNA.
I thought that was good.
I didn't have seats. Anyway,
Oh yeah, yeah. That's not TNA's fault. That's
that's TNA's fault for booking a venue
well, it's
that they
funny
shouldn't
because
have
that
booked.
that was the place I had in mind for AEW to do
And
Dynamite.
they should, and it would look great. But please get seats. At least buy some chairs, Tony Khan. Um, no, I think AEW can sell out Broadband Arena.
Yeah,
Uh,
put Dynamite there. Don't put Collision.
I would like to see them. You know where I think they would do good? Kentucky Center for the Arts.
Oh, come on, man. You give them they can do Broadband Arena.
But no, they're into these strange built arenas. You don't get too much stranger than the Kentucky Center of the Arts. It goes straight
That's
up.
true.
The ring will be
Undertaker
straight
did
down.
his whatever he calls
One
it.
Dead
That
Man show.
yeah.
Did you go?
I did. I didn't pay for it. A friend of mine,
Oh, okay.
he gave me a free ticket,
Did
and
you enjoy it?
I did, but it was bittersweet. It was the day Bray Wyatt died,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so
That's SmackDown. I didn't make it to
yeah,
that
the mood
SmackDown, but
was
I know.
weird. Yeah, it felt weird in there. He didn't talk about Bray. He made an acknowledgement. He said, "Yeah, going through some stuff today," and then he went on with his stories.
Mm, I would have said something about Bray, but I know he was probably he had a script to follow, but the script wasn't followed because the man passed away.
The script was just him telling stories about him in the '90s
The
riding
BSK.
around. Yeah, that's it. He did link
Uh,
it up to like about stories about his connection with Louisville and how he used to when he was on the Indies and how he would come through, the territories through here. He did do that, but
oh, with the USWA.
yeah, yeah. Which he did tell an interesting story, which is funny because it's February. He told an interesting story about how he had to used to file taxes as a wrestler, and uh, hearing how people talk about taxes in the '90s sounded like it sounded super annoying. But then somebody like an actual independent contractor, like a wrestler, that sounds horrible.
No, if you're going around Did you work in this state?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you work this state? Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you work this state? Yeah. But I mean, now we all have tax professionals, so it's a totally different deal. It's not like it would
Put my
be.
thing in last night, said I owed money, almost cried.
Hopefully, it's not too much.
It was too much for me, and I'm like, why? Because I thought I was good. I thought I was expecting a refund, and it was like, oh, you make this much,
Do you
and
not? Do you not fire your children?
I think that's the problem. I needed to not take. I need to take less exemptions
Okay.
so they can take more money out,
Oh, okay.
and that's um. I was like, well, that sucks.
It's usually what they want. They want more money. I was telling my girlfriend. She said, "How do you get money back?" I was like, "Don't claim yourself. Don't claim anything. Claim nothing."
And I've had the same W-4 for years, and I thought I was doing it right, but I guess at the time, but now I guess since we are in a different tax bracket, which
Mm.
I'd still feel broke. I'm not in a different by their terms, I'm in a different tax bracket. I am broke right now. Uh
We just
but
came back from
yeah,
Indy. So am I. I understand. Bank account look kind of hungry. No nourishment,
but
brother.
yeah, but I guess I need to change it now to get for them to take more money out, which that I feel like I don't win in the end. They take more money out, and maybe I get a refund, or at least I won't owe as
Break
much
even.
money. Yeah, I'll probably break it. I feel like I break even more than get a refund.
I would just be okay, just break even. Since I don't claim my children anymore. When I used to claim my children, I knew I would get a refund regardless.
Yeah, yeah.
But
She only got one, so
well, I used to claim both, claim my kids, but now they mama claim. Well, they mama only claims one because my daughter's 18, so she only has one
oh,
one human being. So I don't know, and she's not in school, so she's she doesn't do anything. She's a bum. I love
it's a
you.
dream.
She's still a bum. But
She's 18. She's got time to take a little break and get back in there.
I hope so. I hope she only takes one semester off and at least goes back to go to JCTC something.
Yeah, yeah.
Since JCTC is free, I wish JCTC was free when I was a child.
It wasn't free when I was there, and I wish it was because JCTC, my time of goofing off at JCTC, is why I ran out of financial aid at U of L, and so I'm just kind of like stuck in limbo.
Oh wow, that sucks.
I got like 30 credit hours before I can get my bachelor's.
Bro, you're almost there, goddamn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, but now JCTC, they got the thing where if you're, I think what's under a certain age, they pay for it,
Yeah, and that's
and
a
then not
that's.
only that, they got a partnership with, I think, is it K State,
Hmm.
where they'll charge you the same rate as JCTC to take their classes.
See, it's just so many. Well, I don't. We don't know if they're going to be cut soon, but because of the government. But there's so many
Oh
things going on.
God. I work for Metro Corrections,
Oh Lord.
and I work in, like, I'm not a CEO or nothing. I work in social services. So every day I'm clicking on CNN to see if,
You gonna have a job?
yeah, see if we're gonna get rid of all the woke stuff in the jail. Oh my God.
Well, my girlfriend is a JCPS teacher, so she's scared to death every day.
Oh man.
Whether
Wish you
she,
how did she feel when what's his name was fighting the teachers? Oh God, he's been gone so long, I forgot his name. The dude
Bevan.
that used to be, yeah.
Oh, she hated Bevan. Especially because he was trying to push the charter schools in Kentucky so much.
Push the chart. That's all the conservatives. And I didn't get it at first. I was like, why do they keep talking about these charter schools? But yeah, I see their plan now is to slowly just get rid of public schools and get everybody to charter schools. But I see, like, it's like a long-term plan. It's
Yeah.
the first to convince you that public schools are evil.
Hmm.
And then once we all come to terms and be like, yeah, public schools are bad, which I mean, we here in Louisville, JCPS, the buses ain't running. We see all the crazy that we're afraid that somebody's gonna come bring a gun to every school. Like, so and but this can happen anywhere. But they highlight these things, and it gets to the point where everybody's like, "Yeah, public schools do suck." And then somebody, "Look, well, here we got something for you, charter schools." And
Mhm.
then you're like, wait a minute, this ain't what I want. I want you to fix it.
Yeah, I want you to fix this problem, not make sure that my child can't go to school anymore because I can't pay
Yeah.
$3,000 a semester, for my child to go to school, and they know that in the long run it's the way to edge out the pores. To
But and they get it. They know how to play emotions, and they
yeah,
know how to do something. Like I was listening to this podcast about the war on drugs, and it was kind of like in black neighborhoods, the crime is crazy, and everybody's here. It's like, yeah, something needs to be done about this crime. Yeah, yeah, and everybody in the neighborhood's like, yeah, we need to do something about this crime. And then they do yeah, we're gonna do these tougher laws. We send everybody to jail. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what I asked for. I just want to get the
right,
drugs out.
just get the drugs out of the neighborhood. But that's how it is. If we go back to the just Trump in general, we're going to take the crimes out of by the people that are the asylum seekers. These people that need to leave. Which I think that man thinks asylum means insane asylum, not
He probably does.
yes, and not asylum. I mean, and not political asylum. That's not the same thing. Ignorant fuck. Um, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you bomb my girlfriend's home country, you're probably gonna arrest us soon in this house. But anyway,
Where's the home country?
Somalia.
Oh, okay.
My girlfriend's met you before. She knows you from college.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, because that's funny because high school she lived in the West End, so it was I used to go to Victory Park, and we had some
Hmm.
friends that was Somalian that used to come to
Hmm.
Victory Park and play basketball with us. Small world, man.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, no, I told Shaw, I said, damn, Peter knows more people than I do that I know.
Oh,
Because
it's
they
funny
were,
because there was one of the people I was talking about. We used to play with was James. James was
yeah,
he used to come because he used to live by Victory Park.
he should be moving back there soon.
Why?
I mean, he does own the house. So
Oh, does he?
there's no reason to rent. If you're watching this, cousin, I'm talking about you because we've had this conversation before.
Well, I've talked to him about that, and he was like he didn't want to go over there. But he did tell me like that, but I really forgot about that.
It's a feel like this. I know, like I told him, I know there's memories of his daddy and his grandma and just growing up, and neither one of those people are here anymore. But there's no reason for you and your family to pay rent to someone else when you
No,
have a home.
definitely not. No.
Put your money in your home, invest in your property. If you want to sell it years down the line, that's fine. But right now, there's no reason to pay rent if I don't have
And
to.
it was
I
a
wouldn't
nice
pay rent.
home too.
It was. It was. I remember. I used to go see him. I used to go. Well, I would used to go see his grandmother. My mother would used to go see his grandmother. His grandmother was my great grandfather's first cousin, so that's how we're related.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
I used to go over his house a lot, and I felt bad because a lot of times I go over there, his grandmother be there, and she's like, yeah, make sure you come more often, and see me. I ain't gonna be here too long. And it's like, oh man, dude, you used to get that eerie feeling, like
Yes.
because I guess when you get to a certain age, like the thought of death does not bother you.
First of all, I like to say that cousin Maggie said that for like a good 20 years, bro.
Okay.
So
Dude, you don't know how bad I would feel when she said
I mean, cause she said it to me too. She said it to my mom. She said it to when she come over to my grandmother's house. She'd say it to my grandmother because she was older than my grandma, and it would be, it wasn't funny,
But
but
she never
after
said it like she was sad or she
no,
was
she
fearful.
wasn't
She
sad.
just it was just her thing to say. And but for me at the time, like, oh man, like is it I don't know, but death is a thing that one, I always feel weird talking about. Like I don't feel comfortable talking about death. But I guess when you get to a certain age, like it's whatever. I've been waiting for it. I guess for some people. Because I don't, now I think about it, I don't ever remember seeing an old person like scared to death. You know, They always sound like they're ready to go. Like they've been bored of Earth.
Not that you said bored of Earth. They might be bored of. I mean, I don't think they're bored of Earth. You got to think quality of life isn't the same. You can still get up, run, jump, move around freely. It doesn't take you 10
Yeah.
minutes to get out the chair. Getting out the chair
Yeah.
ain't a thought. Like you have to think to get up. Like you just get up automatically. Like thinking to get up and be like, oh, let me hold on to the chair. Am I going to fall today?
Yeah.
So that's a totally different deal.
But she was moving around pretty nice.
That was a feisty lady, man. That was a feisty elderly woman. You know, and she loved her little dinky, if you will. It's all right. He knows it. Cause like I said, he would talk about you all the time. He said, "Me and my homie Blake," and I was like, "Who the fuck is Blake?" You act like you no, because he would talk to me like I know you, and I was like, "I don't know who the
That
fuck
sounds
Blake."
like him. He'll talk and throw in characters, and like I've never met this person.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." Me and Blake. I was like, "Who the fuck is Blake?" I'd be so confused at the end of the day, but I'd be like, "I'm just gonna accept it. This is my cousin. He's just gonna talk. It's fine." And then he would just talk like, "Yeah, me and Blake we did this." And then he break my bed doing swantons off of it.
That sounds like him.
And I'm like, okay. And I didn't get mad. My grandma be
So
like,
did
"Who
you
broke your head?"
so did you know about his backyard wrestling career?
Yeah, yeah. He showed me the videos on YouTube and all that stuff. I said, and I've asked him recently. I said, "You seem like your gears are just. Why don't you just wrestle on the independents?" You know. He's like, "I'm old now." I'm like, "Eh, all it takes a little
Oh God.
practice."
I hate that he said he's old because
He
we're the
said
same
he's
age.
old. I said he always goes back to that he would rather just kind of chill, smoke, and just relax. And I'm
I think
like,
ever since he got introduced
the
to
cannabis.
smoking, yeah, like I think that's been his mood ever since.
He showed up to the gym high with me, and this was years ago. And I said, I think this is a mistake for you. You might want to go home. He said, "Oh no, I'm fine." I said, "You won't be." And he vomited. And he went into the bathroom, and he was in the bathroom for like an hour. And
Oh
my homie came up
God.
to me. He said, "I think your cousin's throwing up." I said, "Well, he knows better." And he threw up, and he said, "I'm gonna have to go home now." And that was the last time we worked out.
Man.
So that was a long time ago. That was many many years ago, like 10 years ago, something like that.
Some years
So
ago, my mom called me and she's like, yeah, I was in the. She's like, I ran to your friend James. I was like, oh, for real? Yeah. Smell like reefer.
that's him every day, without a question, without a question. I went over his house and one day, my girlfriend, this is the first time she met him. She's like, "Let's go in." I said, "You don't want to do it." And she's like, "Why? That's your cousin." I said, "I love him. He's my cousin. He's the only person related to me that I talk to that is not one of my children. But I'm telling you, you don't want to go in his house because you're going to feel uncomfortable. Because I know what's in his house." She walked in his house. She felt completely uncomfortable.
we
And she just looked at me and she was looking around and she saw firearms and shit that she's not
Yeah, yeah,
used to
yeah.
seeing just laying around. She's like, "No, don't worry, the safety's on." You know. And I was like, "I told you that you're gonna feel uncomfortable." And of course he was smoking. And I was like, "I told you you're gonna feel uncomfortable." And she don't smoke. I was like, "You're gonna feel
Yeah, yeah.
uncomfortable." I was like, "I'm telling you, you're gonna feel uncomfortable." I was like, "I don't care because I worked in the hood for most of my life. I see this in the parking lot when I worked at a factory. Like they would do the exact same things. Smoke, sell guns to each other. That was a parking lot. I didn't care. I was like, seeing my cousin doing it, yeah. Do I feel a type of way? Yeah, because I care about him as a human being.
Yeah, yeah.
But am I uncomfortable? No, not really. You know?
No, we had a falling out about the same subject. I think we got a mutual close friend
Yeah.
because all three of us went through high school together, was real tight, and I expressed, I was like, man, I don't really like going over to James' house no more, man. And
Makes you feel
he
uncomfortable.
called. Yeah, he called me. I heard you got a problem with me. I was like, hey man, I just said I don't want to go over. And he cussed me out. And then he said, and he ended it with, I love you, bitch nigga, and then hung up. What?
Yes. Hey, strange human being, but yeah, that's him. Which I'm pretty sure you're the person that's watching this, James. So you can click on the link. I sent you one too. Anyway, but I mean, yeah, we don't have those kind of conversations because, like I told him, and this is true. Anyone related to me, I can stop talking to you because you ain't my mama. You know, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. Like my kids, I told my daughter, I said, you don't have to talk to me. I'll still do for you, but you don't have to talk to me. No, it's because my daughter, she was going through some things. She wanted to be bisexual for a little while. Then she wanted a boyfriend, but the boyfriend was 30, and I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, at
And
least yeah, like, yeah, I think we, like, I mean, no, like nobody, can't like control anybody's like, but you got to come in and step in, like, hey, what you doing ain't a good idea. I can't make you do nothing, but I've seen this playbook in other people's lives, and it never ends good. Like, you don't need to be, you don't,
exactly,
yeah,
but 18-year-old kids don't want to listen, and she feels that she does know what's best for her, and I don't understand what it's like to be 18. I was like, I had to make it to 42, so 18 was one of those numbers, brother. I'm just letting you know that I've been there. Um, you know, I was, granted 18 in the early 2000s and 18 in whatever the fuck situation we're in right now in 2025. Not the same thing. Um, but I can still tell you that 18 is 18 and the same type of opportunities, the same type of people out there. And that we have more jump scares now than we did then, I think. But I think every generation says that,
oh
obviously.
no though. You was what, 17 when the towers dropped?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. What
I
a state
remember
of
that.
uncertainty. 'Cause-
I remember that. Shahid was in the room with me.
oh
He was there.
man.
He was there. No, he wasn't in the room with me. I take that back. I wasn't in the room. Yes, I was. I was in the room with him. He was in the room with a group. My buddy John. It was me, him. We were in the room. We thought we were watching a TV show. We were like, "Why do you turn this on? Why are you turning this TV show on?"
Crazy.
And then we was like, "Oh no, this ain't a TV show." I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." Uh, Definitely changed everybody's life. And I can tell you, me by dating a Muslim woman, you know, um, I can tell you that it's different sometimes. Granted, she goes when she's with her family, she goes to the Bashford Manor Walmart because, as you know, that's probably where you're gonna find the most diverse people at the Bashford Manor Walmart.
Oh yeah, the Cubans was all in there.
Yeah, so between the Cubans and the Muslims and the Africans,
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
see a
they
lot of
are.
people. I hate that Walmart. Um, just putting that personally, and not because it's just always full of people. Um,
They're all in the
Fresh
what's
produce
this?
Al. God damn.
Well, but I was talking about the other store. What's the clothing store over there?
Burlington
Burlington.
can't go there either.
Then I go in, like, I'll see I bump into the, and I know it's diverse when I start seeing the black Cubans in there. I'm like, wait
Yeah.
a minute.
When they built a bodega next to the Target, you knew that it was over. There
Oh
was
yeah, because there's one of those. I think it's probably the spot you talking about. One of those bodegas. They got the yes, I know what you're talking about. They got the Mexican Coke in there.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We knew it was thing. So me and my buddies, and one of my buddies is single, the other one's married. But we were going out, and my buddy, he lives over there by that Target. So we were going out to go to Tumbleweed to get something to eat, and my buddy needed to stop in Target real quick. No, he wanted to need to stop in GameStop real quick so he could get the new Call of Duty that was coming out. And he just saw a white van pull out, and there was this three half naked Mexican ladies just coming out from church. They were just half naked, and they were walking into the bodega.
Coming from church.
They came up. They came from church. They were dressed up like they were dressed up, but the shirts, the skirts, the dresses were all so short that if the wind
No,
blew,
yeah,
but they were
yeah,
so
yeah,
tight. If
yeah,
the
yeah.
wind did blow, it didn't matter because they wasn't gonna move. And they were just all their legs were out, just naked, fully made up. My buddy was like, makes me want to believe in God, brother. You know, and learn Spanish. My other buddy was like, I think we just need to. He said, screw your video game. No one plays Call of Duty. Let's go
I
get
go
some.
past that store and there's like a bunch of like flyers for like parties and
Hmm.
concerts, and it's like man, like y'all have your own world going on in Louisville, and I don't know anything about it.
I mean, if you want to go to, I mean, if you know some, if you have some Spanish lyrics on deck, you can go out Preston and you can make some money.
Oh yeah, there's a venue. I know the guy that runs it. He's Puerto Rican. As a like a club slash concert hall. It's where the old Trixies used to be.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
that before.
they be I've they be packed, and it's like, man, I didn't even know all these Latinos lived here. And but yeah, they I like the unity because they get around.
They definitely
I don't
do.
have a punchline. I just
I mean, they do. As they get around. They definitely make an impact. You might not see them out all the time, but
you don't unless you're going Basham Manor or Preston Howard.
that's true. I mean, I didn't even know there was this many Asians in the city until. So my son's big in Asian culture. Loves anime. He loves to cook Asian food. That's one of his passions. Um, so he was like, "We need to go to this Asian restaurant out Preston. This Asian grocery store out Preston." I said, "Why are we going there?" You know. So he was
Has he
like,
been
"Oh,
to the one spot, the K-pop?
yes,
Is it good?
he likes it.
I've been thinking
Ain't,
about taking my daughter.
it ain't my deal, but he likes it." How old is your daughter, by the way?
She's 11.
Oh, okay. See, my son, he's 14. He'll be 15 next week.
Oh, okay.
But anime is his thing.
Yeah, hers is too. Yeah.
That's all young kids think. I love anime, so I mean, it doesn't throw me off. I don't like One Piece, but I think it's just because I'm a little old.
I haven't she hasn't watched one. Well, I mean, she knows about it, but she hasn't like pressured me to watch it with her. And I'm sure she's seen a few episodes here and there. But um I I think I'm overwhelmed by the idea that there's so many episodes. And then not only that, but then they'll say, "Oh yeah, you got to get to episode such and such," which is like in the hundreds before it gets good. And then
Hmm.
that's a hard pass for
You gotta
me.
wait for the time skip. I'm like, oh God, no, I'm not doing.
So
I'm not doing that. I just watch in the middle. Like if he's over here and he's like, hey, I want to watch it. Oh, James is in the chat. James is here. Hello, cousin.
Boo. What's up?
I
what's
guess
up, bro?
I guess you heard us talking about you, so you decided to show up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I heard y'all talking shit.
You hear my story about you?
Nah, I ain't hear your story. What was your story?
Okay, okay. I was telling about the time you called and cussed me out.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
That was about it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I don't
welcome
remember
to
it
the.
happening that way, but it's all
Okay.
right.
You don't.
I
Well,
don't
let's hear
remember.
both
I
sides of
don't
the
remember.
story, I
I
guess.
don't remember that, but I do remember. Brian said, or I think Brian said, I don't even remember who it was. But it was like, Blake don't like coming over here no more, and I was like, nigga, what the fuck you mean you don't like coming over here no more? Why you on some bitch shit? I said something like that. But I wasn't serious about it. Oh, soft ass nigga.
Oh no, I thought you was pissed. I really did.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you thought that, but bro, I don't care. I ain't hurt my feelings. I was like hearing that shit. No.
You're toxic, cousin. You know that, right?
Well, that's the thing.
I
He
know I'm
wanted to
toxic.
come
Oh,
because
and another thing,
he
and the reason I threw up when we was working out, bro, because you always overtraining me. I ain't throw up because I was high. I've worked out plenty of times high after that.
Well, let's see when the next time you want to work out high.
Shit, you know.
See, there we go. And let's see if you can handle me now. I'm an old man now. I got gray hair everywhere.
Probably not. I'm old.
You're the same age I was when we worked out. What the fuck you mean?
I'm tell you this, bro. Hey, now what y'all doing? I was playing Tekken when y'all started this up. What's going on?
So James, you got that house?
What house?
The house you grew up in?
In Victory. Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you move in there?
I will when it's fixed.
Did you kick them people out? Or do I need to go
Yeah,
over?
yeah. That's done, Zeno. So nah, I appreciate it though. I know I was talking about it last time you was gonna have to do that, but nah,
Mm-hmm.
hell no. Yeah, I appreciate it. I leave that to the white folks. Oh, I shouldn't. I ain't supposed to say it out loud.
The racism, the sexism, it's all on this podcast. It's not okay.
Oh god.
It's
Oh
never me or
man.
Peter.
Hey, how was y'all? How was the Royal Rumble?
Oh, it was good, man. It was.
That's what's up.
10
That's
out
what's
of
up.
10 would recommend.
That's what's up. And I seen the pics. I was like, oh yeah, Royal Rumble is coming to like Indianapolis or something.
Yeah.
I told you you should have mustered yourself up to go, man.
Oh yeah, I was. I had asked Stone about it, and then I just never seen Stone for the rest of the
James
month.
got to go to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal. Drove all the way to Houston for that. I don't even know which one it was.
You did not
Or
chirp at that moment.
huh?
Was that
I
25?
didn't.
Was that the one with
I don't know.
Undertaker and Shawn Michaels?
I don't remember. I remember the trip more than the show.
I remember our mutual friends arguing about the trip more than y'all talking about the show.
God damn. That's horrible. How
Hey,
the hell?
I remember being jealous to feeling thankful that I was not part of that.
Hey, dog. Hey, yeah, bro, that shit was hilarious. I just know that. I remember the main thing I remember is not having to pay for the tickets, and then 4 years later, I had to pay for the ticket. Like, oh, okay. I thought we was just,
How the hell did that work?
Exactly. It was just a load of shit. But I don't even remember for real.
Because I remember you telling me I went to WrestleMania. I was like, well, damn, bitch.
I know, right?
And then you're like, I don't watch wrestling no more. I said, well, that was a waste.
Dude, I haven't genuinely sat down and watched a showing of wrestling in, I'd say, 15 some odd years, man.
I think you need to go and sit down and you need to watch AEW.
I'll still watch AEW. I like watching UFC. I like watching people get beat up.
I think you just
Not
need
UFC.
to.
I like one.
I think
I only like clips.
I think you would resonate with Swerve Strickland and Ricochet.
Probably more than
Oh
likely.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, especially one being a Kentucky boy from Purdue.
Oh man.
You
Just because
probably like
somebody's from
Darby
Kentucky.
Allin.
Just because somebody's from Kentucky, that's more reason for me to not like them.
No, I don't like Ricochet. Not as a promo.
I think if he was around maybe 15 years ago, you would have liked Darby Allin though. I would say that.
Yeah, he's definitely
Who's Darby Allin? I'm on the computer right now. I'm gonna look him up.
Don't look at Sex Sent Me to the Yard. Don't look at that part. With him and those bees, that was messed up.
Darby Allin. This guy looks fun.
He's
I
more
like
like
this dude. I like the dude he's
glorified-
fight. I like the dude he's wrestling. What was that? Ricochet. I like that guy.
Oh, Ricochet's dope.
Yeah, I like that guy. I've seen some clips from him on like YouTube shorts and stuff.
And you said you didn't like the guy from Paducah. There you go.
Is he from Paducah? Well, there you go.
Yeah, he's from Paducah.
Well, I'll be dipped. You shouldn't have told me that. That's a mark against him.
That he's from Kentucky?
Yeah, man. Everybody from Kentucky's corny.
He's corny.
There's
Yes.
There's a rapper I know that went to like high school with him or whatnot, and I think he did like an interview or something, and
Wait, can y'all not
he
see
did
me?
something.
Oh wait,
No,
yeah, now
I
you
can't
can see me.
I can now.
Hey,
There's a rapper I know. He did like an interview or something. He's like he went to the high school with Ricochet. He's like yeah, we were cool or whatnot. And Ricochet reached out to
he
him.
just died, bro.
And he's
Bro,
like,
this
no,
dude
dude,
just-
we still cool. And I think that was cool, Ricochet to do that.
I just watched him do a 450 or I guess a 520 splash from a chair. I mean, sure. Look, I don't even know the things of the ropes.
Did you die? I guess he died.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
back.
he's back.
See, this is why I don't do this stuff, bro. My shit just crashed. My phone was like, bro, you sure you want to be on this app? I'm like, nah, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I'm not on the phone. I'm on the computer.
He's been gone for a minute.
I've been gone for a while. My
Uh,
my cable to my webcam got disconnected. And then when I hooked it back up, it's like, you can't redo it, nigga. I was like, okay. As long as I have sound, I don't care.
man. So who won the Royal Rumble? Bye, Peter.
Jey Uso, Rikishi's son.
Oh man, nice.
One
I
of his
like
kids.
that. I like that. I don't
Only
know what
kid
that
he
means.
claims.
I don't know what that
Even
means.
though
But
Solo tries to look like him.
Oh, Rikishi has like 4 kids, I think.
hey, what's that? What's that other wrestler that wear a mask that's like a lucha libre? What's his name? Damn,
Penta?
it's a lot of them probably. Yeah, there you go, Penta. Hey, I like him too.
Well, he's in
Well, he's
WWE.
dope.
He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penta's cool.
He was
I'll be
there.
watching him. I'll be watching him do some wrestling stuff.
He was there. When you gonna step back in the ring, young man?
Shit. When am I gonna do it? Oh man. I'm gonna tell you know.
I think you should reach out to Al Snow.
I don't think. What's Al Snow doing?
He
runs
owns
OVW now.
I could reach out to Al Snow.
Mm-hmm. If you don't want to do, we can do it the next bodybuilding show.
He's pretty much as far as I know, he's pretty approachable.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, bro, I ain't wrestled in 20 some odd years or watched
That's
wrestling."
probably not the good way. That's not the best way to start that
No.
conversation.
Hey, what would I say, bro? I ain't watched wrestling in 15 years or been in the ring in 20 some odd years, bro.
I don't
Hell,
think
I
any
ain't
of
done
that would be a good impression. I think his
I'm
own.
gonna
You don't go to a job interview and say, there's been a long gap in my work history. What y'all doing?
What y'all do? I mean, I would say that in a job interview. I would. I'd be like, bro, why are you here? Because I need a job, nigga. What you think? That's why.
I didn't even look at the job. I ain't
I
watched the
look at it.
job. I ain't done any kind of research on the job in months, years.
I'm gonna just walk up to him and be like, yo, I'm just gonna walk up to him and say, I like head. Everybody likes head.
I guess.
Our friends had a backyard indie federation, and James was the champ, and decided that at one point, I guess, that he just wanted to spend time with his girlfriend and just dipped off.
That sounds like he
pissed everybody off.
You could at least drop the title.
He didn't have time for that. Did you?
Yeah. They dropped it to Chris.
Okay, for some reason I thought you just didn't come back.
No, I came back. Like the next weekend, they was mad about it or whatever.
Okay, but you did miss you. All right.
Yeah, no, I was supposed to be there on one weekend. They was like, "Hey, you gotta come out here and wrestle." And I was like, "Well, I'm in Fern Creek hanging out with my chick, so unless y'all gonna come pick me up, I ain't got no car." Well, actually, no, I think I did have a car at the time.
You just
I was just like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't think actually, bro. No, I don't think I had a car at the time. I think my aunt was still taking me back and forth and shit. So I ain't had no way to get from Fern Creek to Portland to go do that wrestling show. So I was like, man, fuck y'all wrestling show. Y'all just gonna have to do something with that title. I don't care. Y'all figure it out.
Did you have the belt?
No, hell no.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you had the belt, that's even worse. You pulled a Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to keep it up. I didn't buy that belt. I wasn't gonna take that shit home. I wouldn't mind.
Chaz would have kept that belt.
I mean, that's the difference between Chaz and me. They lived and breathed that shit. I mean, I knew we was having fun. This ain't. Calm down. Kayfabe.
Al Snow ain't gonna hire you.
Calm down, bro.
You know Kev's on the Indies right now, don't you?
What?
Kev, he's on the Indies right now.
Who is?
Kev Porter.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he works at this spot in Indy. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it.
Industrial.
No,
Oh,
it is the name of it. Um, I don't know. They get some WWE names well, not current WWE, but like some, past dudes every once in a while to come stop by.
oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I know another homie
Yeah,
who I think works over there. I know a couple people who ref and shit, or either they do something. I don't know,
yeah.
Oh,
but that's dope.
I think my kid's uncle, he's a referee over there.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
it's either there or OVW. I don't think it's OVW, but it's not an industrial or whatever. That's the high not even going on no more.
Man, that's
Oh,
I
I
I
mean,
don't
closed
know.
that tab.
I mean, sir, you should. Why don't you just Google your friend and then you can know what he's doing?
Oh man, see, I ain't that meddlesome.
It's not really meddlesome with somebody you know. If you,
Is it not? Is it? I feel like it is. If you ain't talked to them in a while and you just like go to click on their shit to see what they're doing, I feel like that's meddlesome.
No, that's what social media is for.
that's called Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I don't use Facebook for that. I just use Facebook for the funny videos.
That's Instagram.
I don't even open Instagram.
Our Twitter.
I don't even open Twitter either.
I know you don't
That's
open
it.
Twitter.
That's Twitter and Instagram are so full of brain rot, and all the garbage that I follow is full of more brain rot. So if it's not political brain rot, it's video game brain rot, or it's porn brain rot. So
Well,
yeah,
that last one, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I would say the political and the porn might be Twitter, but the Instagram, that algorithm just filled from stuff that you like.
exactly.
So,
Cars.
so yours
Yeah, exactly.
is porn and political brain
Yeah,
rot. Okay,
porn
so
and
it's by
cars
choice.
and political brain rot. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's by choice. Because I was one Instagram is all bodybuilding, and the other one Instagram is for this podcast anyway, and that Instagram is all wrestling for me. And then I have an
I
Instagram
think the
just
only social media I open up daily would be like Facebook from like at the beginning of the morning and Reddit. That's about it.
I don't open up Facebook all the time. I don't talk to anyone on Facebook every day.
Oh, me neither.
Did Peter die? Peter has vanished. I assume
Peter has vanished. He's all right.
he might return. I saw that
Did
you were in the chat, by the way. You were in the chat.
Oh
And
yeah, I was in the YouTube.
I didn't read the chat until right now.
I was in the YouTubes. I was trying to, give you a YouTube view and whatnot.
You gave me.
And
I
I
saw
hit it with the light. Hit it with the light.
Oh, thank you.
I would have came in earlier, but y'all didn't want to hear me playing Tekken and getting upset with Tekken and stuff.
No, that's not what this is about, brother. Hulkamania. It's not really about a Hulkamania, but it was about Royal Rumble weekend. But no, I saw that you were there. I didn't look at the chat. I was like, oh, you have a chat. Then I said, oh, you were responding. I knew you were the person. I knew you were the person. That's the reason I said what I said. I said you probably listen.
Yeah, he's probably listening. Like, yeah, he is the one guy. I said it is I.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me update this app. I'm out there, bruh. So y'all doing all right? Y'all fun at the Rumble?
Man, it was like I said, top 10 experience. Man, you're a WrestleMania veteran, so I don't think.
I don't even.
I know you don't remember it, but damn.
Remember it. I don't remember it. I really don't. I think it was like 18. I don't remember which WrestleMania it was. I just remember getting there and getting back was hell on earth.
I don't think it was 18 because that's Canada.
Okay, well, it probably wasn't 18. Maybe it was 20 something. Yeah,
that makes a little bit more sense.
I don't even remember what year it was in. I think it was 2009.
See, that's something special. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. But I'm
gonna look it up. Because now I'm interested. WrestleMania, yeah, it was in 2009, so I at least remember the year.
Oh, okay.
WrestleMania has been to Houston, Texas twice, 2001 and 2009. So
Yes, sir.
WrestleMania 17. Oh no, not 17. 17 was 2001.
Mm-hmm.
So I went
WrestleMania
to 25.
25.
There we go. Look at me go. See? Internet. There we go. But yeah,
So
I didn't.
you saw people such as The Game, Triple H, The Undertaker, Edge, John Cena,
Oh yeah, you know, the Golden Boys.
Shawn Michaels.
I'm gonna start opening that up. I'm gonna start telling people that. Yeah, I went to WrestleMania 25, bro.
Well, you should probably go to WrestleMania 42.
Are they on 42?
43. 43. No,
They're on
43. 43 is going to be in Indianapolis.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
2 years from now.
Okay.
That's 2 years from now.
And I went to 25, bro. Damn, man. My these guys are getting old.
Well, this is John Cena's last year of wrestling, so you know that.
I mean, yeah. John Cena looks old. Poor guy.
Poor
I'm
John
just,
Cena. Poor John Cena.
I'm just playing.
Hey, he doesn't mean any harm.
I would look old too. Anyway, if I was in my mid 40s, yeah, I'd look old too. If I'd been, if I'd done half as much shit as he done.
Been a WWE champion.
Yeah, been a WWE champion, fucking OVW, all
All
star
those
Hall
things
of
that he's
Famer.
done. All
And
those
people,
things.
if I was making sure people couldn't see me,
Well, people still can't see him, some people say, to this day.
oh
They still
man.
can't see him.
Yo, is Mid City Mall still open?
Yes.
Okay, good.
The Mid-City's Mall is not going to close anytime soon.
Oh, okay, good.
Mid-City Mall's been on sale for 10 years.
Oh, is that what the big thing was? It's just been for sale. It's not closing.
Yeah, they've been wanting to sell for 10 years. They just made it public that they wanted to sell.
Oh, okay. So I was over here under the impression that the Mid City Mall was closing, like
There was quite
Baxter
a few.
Avenue was gone, and all that stuff was about to happen. I was like, no.
There was quite a few people. So I asked. I was like,
Oh, okay.
a lot of people are asking. So they're like, oh no, they've been wanting to sell for 10 years. Nobody wants to give them that many millions of dollars for the property, even though the property is prime real estate. No one knows what they want to do with it.
Leave it Mid City fucking Mall. It's great. It's prime real estate for
But what's in Mid-City Mall that would make you want to buy it if you had the money?
What's in Mid City Mall that would make me want to buy it? I mean, I would buy it for the grocery store and the gym. Hell, it's got a Dollar General too. Boom.
Doesn't have
and a movie theater. They don't got Family Dollar no more?
No.
What about the ramen houses? Ain't that all they building?
Ramen house, yes, that's there.
Yeah,
so
the movie theater.
Yeah.
So is the movie, but don't nobody go to the movies no more. That's probably all losing assets.
No. The movies is always packed when I go.
Is the movies always packed? Well, yeah, that would make me want to buy right there. The grocery store, the gym, the movie theater. If I had $7 million, I'd buy it.
They want more than that.
Oh, they want more than that?
They want like $20 million.
They want like $20 million. Well, that's why they ain't selling it, because they want to sell it at a crazy ass price that ain't nobody trying to pay. Or they could, advertise some better shit in there. Like that library can. I mean, I guess it
People
can
don't
stay a
read.
library. People don't read. And if they do read, they reading on their phone and stuff. Nobody go to the library.
I don't know. That library seems to have a lot of children. It's like it has a teen side. A lot of the kids are in there.
Oh, well then, I stand corrected again.
Hey, you gotta think. My girlfriend's a school teacher. She loves that library because it's down the street from my house.
That's right.
So the library has quite a few people. But I think they just want so much money. And there's the comedy caravan is there too.
Oh yeah, the comedy caravan is part of that. That's a big building. Yeah, heck yeah, it's worth like $20 million. They used to have a back door. That's a big building. That's a lot of this. That's a lot.
The back door would be a very popular bar and
Yeah, just open up the back door again.
Well, who's gonna buy it?
I don't know. New owners for they want to bar and grill.
The
Hey,
owners,
huh?
you can buy it.
I
You can
could
rent the
buy the back
space.
door.
Rent the space. Get a liquor license. There you go. Make grilled
Hey, I
cheese hamburgers and fries. That's all, and give out peanuts.
grilled cheese hamburgers and fries with added peanut.
Mhm.
If you buy the back door, it would have to have at least wings and beer.
And wings. You know, very battered wings. There you go.
Yeah, man.
You don't need
I'd
too
rather do
much.
something.
You don't need too much. You don't need to be extra. I think it'll work. I think it'll work itself out.
Oh man, I wanted to hear more about Kevin's indie career. I didn't know Kevin did indie wrestling.
Well, you're
Okay.
gonna have to call your friend and tell him to sign back in.
No, he's a big boy. He know how to sign back in if he want to. If he want to, he know how to do it.
Let me see. Are you alive, brother?
I can't even open up my message. I would have to leave to do that.
I can know. Mine is, like I said, mine is on my computer. It's not on the phone.
So I would say I would have to leave to do it. Whooper.
But
Be like, that's RIP.
see your friends. You could just call your friend himself and be like, brother. Hit him up on Facebook, brother.
Well, I'd call him. I mean, I text Blake. I text Blake at least, fuck, I don't know. I think the last time I texted him was a couple days ago. He was telling me about his accident.
I wasn't talking about Blake. I know you guys have
Oh,
conversations.
you talking about Kevin?
I was talking about Kevin.
Yeah.
Like I said, you've talked about Blake for many years, and I didn't know who the fuck you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Kevin's not. We wouldn't say friends.
Okay.
I just know who he is.
Okay, y'all know of each other, but y'all not homies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have him on Facebook. I don't have his phone number. I don't know who that dude is.
Okay, I get it. Like I said, I knew who Blake was for years because you've talked about Blake since you were a teenager.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know who the fuck he was, but you would always talk to him like I knew him. I would just accept it. Like, I don't know who this is, but you know him, so I'll listen. That's how it was. You knew him. I listened. I was like, oh, okay. Whoever Blake is, and like 20 some years later, I hear about Shahid's like, hey, Peter loves wrestling. I was like, okay. He was like, oh, I know Peter. I was like, oh, okay. I talk about Peter all the time. You know my homie Blake. I was like, yeah, you talked about him for years, goddamn. I
Yeah.
didn't know him, but you always talked about him. But now I see that is him, and he is he.
He is he.
But brother, I'm glad to see you're alive and you're okay. Sucks you haven't moved back to your home yet.
Yeah. All things in due time, though.
Well, hopefully
It
before the
does
year's
suck.
over. Right? Before the year's over.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. I'm over here watching his stream now. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll probably be before July, honestly.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It should be a birthday present to yourself.
Yeah. A reunion, if you will.
Your childhood home.
Something like that.
No,
Home is where you make it.
That's true. Right now, home is where you are right now. You with the family.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully, I'll see you on Street Fighter tomorrow.
Why is that? Oh, does mine drop tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh god. Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's update that bad boy real quick.
Oh, you
I'm
haven't
still
updated
here.
Street Fighter, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll update Street Fighter before when I wake up in the morning.
no, I haven't opened Street Fighter in a couple months, I think.
I wouldn't say that's been that long. A couple weeks.
A couple weeks. Yeah, it's been. Let's see. We're gonna open it up right now and see what's up. Oh, see, you don't even got an update right now.
And they haven't came out with any outfits or anything, so it doesn't matter. But what?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just laughing at this game. I guess I'm gonna hop off here too, brother.
Mm-hmm. So I will talk to you later, cousin.
All right, cuz
All right.
take it easy, brother. All right,
You too,
bye-bye.
boss. And for the rest of you guys, we will Rope Break, a professional wrestling podcast. We went a little left, as we always do. My camera went out. But just want to let everyone know that 10 out of 10 would recommend WWE Royal Rumble.